gonna be kind of like right there for a second. It's kind of a creepy look. Wait, hold on. That is kind of a fucking creepy look. From this angle. Okay, it is actually kind of creepy. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that again. Here we go. How disastrous this fucking shit looking. Okay, no, that's better. I like that. I like that. Oh, hey, ball, Fluffy Coke. You're a serious cocaine ball, aren't you? By the way, Zivkov kind of helped name my stream title tonight because he, as soon as he saw me, acted like a literal ball of cocaine. Which I suppose I'm okay with, but it's not like, you know, the good shit though. It's just, well, it is, but not like, you know, the good shit. It's just like, you know, it's like it's just kind of chowing down on some of the deliciousness that I just made for him. If you could serve shortly Ukraine update. Has there, honestly, like, I looked at a live UA map just before I got off work, and the last updates were like from fucking 10 days ago. So, is there like any updates really, or is there just straight up been that much of a lull period? I know there's like been some heavy snowing going on in Ukraine at the moment, so maybe that plays a role to it. Just like the heavy snow has just been kind of bogging a lot of, you know, front lines down so much to where they're just kind of stalemated in a sense. Kind of like how the Western Front, you know, would probably be like, where it's just like, yeah, you know, we've been kind of, you know, just in this lull period, but, you know, we're still having skirmishes where people are dying and shit, but, you know, it's like nothing of significance when it comes to, I guess, like, you know, battle report updates, aside from just the typical, you know, KIA, WIA, MIA, so on. It's an update, they sunk a Russian ship. I saw something about that, which is like, alright. I mean, it's definitely, I mean, honestly, it's just like another, I guess it's just like another iteration to the Russian warship, go fuck yourself. The same one that shelled Snake Island. Oh, really? So the Ukrainians really did make that ship go fuck itself. Supposedly. Supposedly. When I looked at the pictures, in comparison to the ones from Snake Island, it looks like the same type of vessel. So if it's not the same exact ship, it's the same class. Probably the same class of vessel. But outside of that, hey man, puff ass. Hey, what's up? Just got off work, so I'm getting to that. Gotta get to that here in a sec. But yeah, honestly, if it's the same Russian warship that was in the like kind of the Snake Island takeover, then that would actually be kind of the cherry on top to the whole meme of Russian little ship, go fuck yourself. So, what are you doing? Oh, you're playing football. Never mind. Not if I show myself, go for it. I know you just started uploading a video or two earlier. The first video, I just recommend probably just make sure that there's, you know, some better lighting. We'll just go something else in the stream soon. Yeah, I've been subbed to you, honestly, but yeah. At least for Streamlabs, I guess there's a 50 sub requirement. So, yeah. I mean, you're honestly you're honestly like about a fifth of a way there. So you're actually all in all. I mean, you're pretty much like, yeah. I mean, you actually kind of got a little bit of a head start in a sense. So as long as you at least, you know, just kind of keep pumping out some different stuff, you know, even if they're like shorts. Honestly, if your videos like convert into shorts, then I mean, if anything, that'll actually will kind of help bump you on the algorithm, because YouTube Shorts are like, for whatever reason, the algorithm, regardless of what the fuck they are, will be, you know, will favorite them. they're preferable, to the algorithm sense. So, I mean, especially if you have like, like a minute of, like something you want to kind of get out there, then that's perfect. Thought the eye was deep. Please go sub to me. Plus, we'll be doing my own stream soon. Please go sub to me. T will be the Ukraine video at more than just ship, I think. Oh wait, did you post the video? Oh yeah, okay, yeah you did. I didn't even I didn't even click it yet. But here. Oh wait, hold on. I need to do this first. I like trying to link these up. See if I can link it. Press this first. Damn. They have the same like noises when they boop up or turn off. When I turn these off and I turn this on, they literally have the same sounds. So I try to synchronize them because it's strangely pleasing. But that was like a full like 1 second off. I was just like, oh.
Attacked the soldiers who famously defended Ukraine's Snake Island after their commander told the invading force to go F itself. The Times of London reports that the Ukrainian military claims to have sunk the same Russian warship that attacked Ukraine's Snake Island at the beginning of the invasion. Snake Island became world famous when a social media post claimed that its Ukrainian defenders told the attacking warship to go F itself before they were killed. The Times says the Ukrainian Navy laid a trap for the ship.
I mean, honestly, from what I understand, those Ukrainian soldiers are actually alive. They're not killed.
A Grad rocket launcher and hiding it under camouflage netting. Small boats were then used to lure their warship to a pre-targeted position. When the ship got close to the position, which was in the middle of the Grad's kill zone, the Grad opened up, sending dozens of rockets.
I get some green here for $20 for an eighth, and it's decent. Nice. That's actually about the same price for like some of the lower end bud around here, actually.
Screaming out over the ocean. The Ukrainian military says at least one of the rockets hit the ship, causing a fire that later sunk the ship. The news comes days after Ukraine sank its own flagship, a large frigate that was under repairs when the invasion started. The ship was scuttled to make sure the Russians couldn't capture and use it. Regarding the famous story about...
But to be honest, I don't think anyone gives a fuck. I mean, yeah. There's only like a couple states that do really give a fuck, and that's basically Idaho, I know, for sure. And maybe like Alabama and like Mississippi. Here's how they could talk about people potentially getting blown to bits, but not the F word is too hardcore. Yeah, I know. And the thing is, though, it's just like, I mean, at least when it comes to the soldiers specifically on Snake Island, I also kind of find it a little scummy when people are still like just saying that they're killed. It's just like, no. They like, there's video of like on the Russian side is like openly being like, hey, yo, look, we actually, have them alive, and there was the same soldiers were able to confirm that. And it's just like, oh, okay. It's like, I mean, it's like one of the rare instances where it's not like propaganda from the Russian side on that front. It's actually where it's like, oh, okay, there's, they took the island and the battle did actually happen, but they didn't die. So it's just like, I mean, it's a little bit of just kind of distasteful in my mind when, some of the Ukraine gov is just like, yeah, they're these martyrs, and it's just like, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess in a way they are, but they're POWs. They're not, they're not dead. So it's just like, it's a little, I mean, it's just kind of one of the elements of where you gotta, like, just gotta be vigilant about when it comes to, like, elements of propaganda on both sides, really. So it's just like, I mean, because even the Ghost of Kiev, it wasn't just, it's now at this point, especially confirmed that it's not one pilot, but actually, like, either a pair or 3 pilots. Like, it's at least multiple pilots who are doing this shit, when it comes to the whole Ghost of Kiev. So it's more like the Ghosts of Kiev, not the Ghost of Kiev. Which honestly sounds even better. Like the Ghosts of Kiev, it's just like, oh shit, you got like phantom ghosts, just, it's like, it's not just one, but multiple. It's like, honestly, that sounds even more menacing. So if anything, like the whole Ghost of Kiev kind of got an upgrade, with the actual truth to it, if anything. Which also just kind of shows how skillful and talented the Ukrainian pilots are in comparison. Because, I mean, despite having a more obsolete Soviet-era equipment, I mean, they're kicking ass with them. So, it just shows that sometimes, older equipment isn't necessarily the end-all be-all. I'm reminded of a book quote. They found that they were on the wrong side of history, i.e., the side they lost. Delta 8 isn't too bad, though. I've been smoking as a substitute for weed when I'm low. I mean, yeah, I've never smoked that, and to be honest, I don't really want to, because it's just like, why? I mean, when I've been spoiled with the, what is it, like Delta 9 or something like that? I think it's Delta 9, I don't know, but it comes from him, yeah. That's expensive here. The Delta 8, it's more expensive than the actual, like, regular... Interesting. Well, maybe, I guess that might make sense, because honestly, it's, like, kind of the legal version of it, so to speak. Drunks are cool, yo. Dare says so. Hasn't Dare actually evolved? Like, from what I understand, they've kind of, because especially with marijuana, they've kind of, like, been like, marijuana actually isn't, that bad for you, really. Like, and that, kind of reformed because of that, especially, where they actually kind of, focus more for, like, mental health and shit like that. I think Dare's actually, like, evolved and kind of reformed a little bit. Especially since marijuana's been getting legalized all over the place. But I could be wrong, honestly. Maybe there's, like, still some regional chapters of Dare that still are like that. But, I mean, it seems, like, from what I understand, they've, kind of reformed now at this point. Which is good, honestly. It's just like, I'd rather Dare, kind of, focus more on things like mental health and shit like that versus, what's bad, yo? I mean, it's just like, ugh. So if it says plan on streaming every day, like, I ignore. I mean, it kind of can be, a little bit of work in a way. I mean, it just kind of depends, on, like, how long you're willing to go with it, basically. Because, at least for me, it's, like, natural at this point. But if you look at, like, my very first couple streams, I was an awkward fuck. So, I mean, eventually we'll get a natural vibe for it. Best way, especially for them to kind of go, pretty alright, is at least, kind of have something to kind of think of, ahead of time or something before popping in. But some days I just don't, and I'm just like, alright, I'm off work, I'm just gonna, like, do this, kind of chill, just bullshit around. I mean, because just sometimes it just do be like that, but... But at least for this time around, honestly, like, I got, like, different stuff I could be, going off on my own shit, especially with, this, new gun I'm wanting to get. And with the, new, stock I want to upgrade of it, I found, one that is, well, ironically, in stock, at this, like, just gold mine of fucking, like, AK parts and shit, and I'm just like, oh! It's the East German, AK folding stock. And it's in, like, the Romanian, like, coat hanger style, skeleton stock. And it's just like, oh my fucking god. I mean, because, at least when it comes to Romanian built / Yugo built AKs, they're designed a little differently. So, like, other AKs, though, could be integrated with the AK I'm gonna get. Like, but when it comes to at least Yugo Romanian built, they have a slightly different design. So if you wanted to integrate, like, say, like a Chinese folding stock to a Yugo AKM. It's just like, or a Yugo, I guess it would be M79, I think. Like, if you want to do that, you would have to get, like, custom made. Like, you wouldn't be able to, just kind of slap it on there. If you had, like, a Russian-built AKM, or, like, an American-built even, and had, like, a Chinese folding stock or something like that, that could be interchangeable. Just kind of the weird little quirks. One Iranian HK 2002. Ooh, that sounds intriguing. Here, I don't think we need to screen up anymore. Looking at what looks like a stamp. But look it up. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up here real quick. Iranian HK 2002. Iranian HK or KH. I keep thinking Heckler Koch with that. 2002. Iranian first generation Kaibar. Oh. The thing looks interesting. It's like a little bullpup. Yeah. You know, I don't know how I feel about bullpups. I've never shot bullpups, so honestly, I couldn't really tell you how I feel about them. I've heard some bad things, like they jam frequently and they're kind of hard to clean amongst other things and shit. So, like, I don't know. Like, again, I've never shot bullpups, so I couldn't tell you shit about it. You know, but they look cool, though. It's a very futuristic design, and, you know, it's like, can't go wrong with that. I like, you know, like, especially with certain weapons, I really like futuristic designs on them. Like bullpup, yeah. I've heard bullpups are hell on your shoulder. Well, yeah, because all of the mechanisms, like, right fucking there. It's like, it's going to be, like, right there with the magazine. Like, the cartridge being expunged is, like, right next to your shoulder. Like, instead of being more up front, it's going to be right there. Like, there's less, you know, space for the recoil to travel through. So, I mean, or at least the initial force. So, but at least for me, I don't think that'd matter, because a shotgun kind of does the same anyway. Most general disadvantage of bullpups are trigger pull, not crisp, because the firing pin mechanism far from the trigger and center of gravity doesn't balance upward recoil well. Yeah. Yeah, so it seems, yeah, like, yeah, so there are, it sounds like there are legitimate, like, cons to, you know, to bullpups, from what I understand, but, you know, it seems like, you know, it's just, like, not necessarily, you know, like, an end-all, be-all for, you know, anything with that type of shit. It's more of, like, preference. It's kind of like, you know, if you prefer, like, an AR or AK platform type of shit. It's like, prefer bullpups, or do you prefer not bullpups? You know, it's just like preference shit. Young Iranians do not like the Putler. Putler? The Putler. But, yeah, I mean, who does? Aside from, I guess, Serbians, because I guess every now and then they have rallies in solidarity with them. And then, like, Putin's, like, little in club. I mean, honestly, like, who really actually, like, likes, I guess also some, like, you know, new right, alt-right, you know, Trumpy types and shit. Hopefully young Russians will continue to dislike the government like young Iranians. I'm sure, honestly, as shit keeps going on, and whether, you know, it's because their friends or family keep getting arrested at fucking anti-war protests, or fucking dying in a fucking war that, you know, frankly, none of them, you know, probably won in the fucking first place. I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, they're more and more likely just going to have more fucking sentiment that's going to be more like, yo, fuck this shit, you know, fuck this, you know, government, and fuck Putin, and, you know, how do we, like, really fight back against this regime? So it's just like, at least for me, like, what I like to really see is, and hopefully, you know, that's growing, is, like, a more of this, you know, radicalized, revolutionary-esque kind of fervor, you know, amongst the Russian populace. And I already feel like this has been building up, but, you know, just because of, like, a lot of, like, social media blackout in Russia at the moment, it's really hard to really kind of get, like, eyes and ears on the ground, so to speak. So, I mean, it's just like, you know, we're not going to really know 100%. Like there is Germany. I mean, aren't they already kind of getting like that at this point? I mean, I don't like the analogy that they're going to be like, you know, like the Third Reich 2.0 Electric Boogaloo type of shit. But, I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, there are definitely some parallels and I definitely feel like they're already kind of there, and like kind of like the Treaty of Versailles, like we're like I'm saying, well, like we have part of it, but the West isn't necessarily, I think, really doing much favors on like trying to be like, hey, let's try to help the Russian people specifically, if try to fuck over their government, without hurting them so much. So it's just like, I mean, it's a very tough situation, especially when you are trying to like minimize like the civilian populace, domestic arm and shit, on top of wanting to fucking make an impact on their state. Dr. Russia's on is going to say her life dream savings career is done. Yeah, I can. Yeah, like honestly, there's a lot of different like YouTubers who are Russian that I'd watch. Not like frequently, but every now and then, like I'll see some stuff on the feed, and I'll be like, oh, I'll see how they're doing, check them out. And yeah, they're not exactly sounding like they're having a swell time. It's just like a lot of them at this point, are just like, fuck, what am I gonna do? Like, straight up. Like one YouTuber that's actually kind of a bigger YouTuber, Nafuckers, NFKRZ is how I spell it. But he is just like, yeah, how I make my income is via things like Swift and via, income that's primarily outside of Russia. And it's like, I'm going to be fucked, basically. Like, I ain't going to have income. And so it's just like, how in the fuck is, someone like him going to be able to, like, sustain himself? So, I mean, I'm sure he might be, like, more better off, but is probably downgrading a fuck lot, all things considered. I mean, just because, I mean, what can you do? Ignore I made an NFT of you and sold it for $1. For a fucking dollar? If you're going to make an NFT of me, you have to do more than a goddamn dollar. Sackboy98 now owns you. For a fucking dollar? Buy it back for 50 cents and sell it for like 1,000, bitch. What's this? What's this shit? What the fuck? NFTs are retarded. Thank you. I mean, I kind of like it in theory, like on paper. It's one of those things where it's like, on paper it sounds okay, but in practice it's hard to beyond belief. It's like maybe it needs, some very mass, oversight and rehaul and regulation, and maybe it might be a little okay. Sooks, don't be like that, you fucking baloney. What did I just say? Hey! What did I just say, you prick? Get over here. You fucking little freak. Oh, you boy boy. Oh, look at this whole face. 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 What's your deal? What? What you barking about? Oh, you big goof. You're a fucking goof. What, now just gonna be plopped on right here? And he's life in Russia. His name is Sneaky Belgian. I mean, it's probably another dude who's probably like significantly funked, especially financially wise, because he probably also makes a lot of his income outside of Russian finances and shit. All right, you want a treat? I get it. You fucking Fruit Loop. Oh, look at you! Look at his face. Ooh, look. You can't just use me as a little climbing post. Yeah. Quit batting at me. Just jump. Jump, you little freak. Come on, you little cocaine fluff. There you go. You little fluffy coke ball. God damn, son. Oh, crying like there's fucking weed in here. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I don't know, I mean, look at this. Dude, wait. There. Oh my god. Go back to the YouTube homepage, and the first thing I see is U.S. bombs Ukraine, true or false. I love that. It's just like, no, it's not Ukrainian biolabs. It's American. It's like, oh my god, how deep is this fucking weird ass, like, biolab shit go, dude? Like, what the fuck? It's like, since when did they have that? Which, by the way, they don't. But, since when did this, like, come up? Dead ass, I've been, like, seeing this for, like, the last, like, couple days, and it's like, huh? It's like, what, like, they have, like, nuclear plants and, like, fracking and some other shit, but, like, you know, because of natural gas, but, and, like, aluminum, like, they got other shit, but, I mean, like, what the fuck else do they get? Like, I don't think they got, like, biolabs, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I don't think they do. I'm just gonna take a wild guess and say that Ukraine does not indeed have biolabs. Like, I don't know when it started propping up, but it's just like, apparently it's, I guess it's like the new excuse. Oh, the Nikki Prozhin? Yeah, that's got kind of femboy cuteness to it, yeah. Oh my god, you just like destroyed that thing. There's nothing, oh my god, you just like a frog, just took your tongue and just, it just, oh my god, you're an alien, dude. This dog's an alien. Like a frog, you just like, took a thing and just like a little frog, and like, oh my, dude, you're an alien. He's an alien. You're not a dog, you're an alien. Cute X-Files theme. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Zukov is an alien. Do 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 do. I honestly do feel like that sometimes, though. I'm not even gonna lie. I meme about it, but sometimes deep down in my soul, I have a feeling. Maybe it's just because I want to believe. You confirm Scooby-Doo is descended from aliens in the latest Scooby series. Oh my god, no. I don't believe, no. Scooby-Doo is not a fucking alien. He's just a dog that's Shaggy gets so high, he basically can communicate with him. So it's just like, no. I don't buy it. I'm not buying it. The latest series... Huh?
He wasn't one of the shows.
Was Scooby being an alien?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it wasn't Scooby, it was like a double.
See, it's a double.
A double that looked like Scooby.
Yeah, so, hey, guess what? That's not the real Scooby. You think it's, like... No. See, I don't buy it. I'm not believing that. I don't accept it. I don't accept that.
Yeah, it wasn't the real Scooby, but it was an alien that looked just like Scooby.
See, I accept that. That I accept. But the actual Scooby, though? No. No. So I just, no. I just am not going to, like, I am immediately just, like, erasing that from my canon. I don't give a fuck. That's not canon. I don't care what they try to say. It's just falsified disinformation. It's fake news. The Alien Invaders, Shaggy kisses an alien girl in that. Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders, oh my goodness. Oh, I think I have.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going.
You know, I wasn't sure if I did or not, but now I'm remembering that specific scene, and then I'm like, yeah, I've seen it. Or at least that scene, but, ugh. Oh my god. You're right, though. What? Wait, so are we implying that, like, in the latest series, like, Scooby's actually, like, the offspring of Shaggy and that alien? We talk a lot about alien life in my astronomy exoplanetary class. Oh my god, that is a dude. Can I just like can you let me take your class, please? That sounds like an awesome class. Like, yeah, so today in astronomy and exoplanetary class we're gonna be talking about possible potential alien life in these places. And it's like, oh, yes please, yes please. Because honestly, like, I mean, think about it. Like, there has to be, you know, like, that's why I do think aliens exist, but not, you know, in the way, like, you know, Independence Day or fucking, you know, like, Paul the Alien or some shit. Like, no. I'm talking, like, you know, tardigrades, amoebas, you know, some small, you know, multi-celled life and shit. Maybe some, like, you know, some tiny-ass, like, macro life that, you know, is visible to the eye and shit, but, you know, like, maybe, like, some small, like, basic, like, primal, like, you know, plants and shit. I mean, stuff like that. I mean, so it's just like, I mean, hells yeah. I mean, it's like, I do think that that type of shit, even in some of the more, like, you know, like, even, you know, some of these planets that don't have, like, all the criterias, you know, for life like us, but, you know, definitely would, you know, be, you know, able to survive, you know, because there's extremophiles, you know, on our own planet. Like, I mean, on the bottoms of the ocean floor, there's, like, these more, like sulfate-based type of life and shit that, like, feeds us off all the, like, you know, gases and all that shit that, you know, it's like, so there's all sorts of different, like, extremophiles that exist on our own planet. So even for other planets that, while for life like us, would never be able to live, for life like that, though, could. And it's just like, I mean, you know, there's going to be plenty of planets that are going to have things like that. But, you know, when it comes to life like us, though, that's going to be more of a rarity. I mean, maybe not necessarily like us as, like, humans, but just on this planet. I mean, because there's definitely going to be a possibility of, you know, maybe, like, some planets having, you know, some elements of, like, more macro-based type of life, you know, but, you know, maybe nothing, like, significantly, like, complex like us, but who knows? But that's, like, why I love talking about it, because, like, I mean, realistically, there's all sorts of different possibilities of what life could be, depending on, you know, the type of planet. Especially ones that are very likely to possibly have life. Which are especially, like, water-based worlds. Any worlds like that, most honestly, absolutely, most likely are going to, you know, have some form of life. At least, you know, to some degree. Would you stand in solidarity if an alien worker spread the power of unions to the Xenos? But, yeah. I'd assume that in their society that they probably already have concepts and ideas like that. If anything, probably even more sophisticated and advanced than our own, you know, when it comes to those ideas. So if anything, it would probably be an interesting teaching moment for myself. I mean, as much as maybe for that alien too, you know, to kind of understand maybe some other aspects and variables that maybe they didn't necessarily think of, you know, when it comes to, you know, labor and stuff, you know, like on our planet. So, yeah. I suspect micro-life is relatively common, and we find it elsewhere in the solar system, and it's probably everywhere. However, complex life is probably very rare, intelligent life even more so, and civilized life even more rare than that, and spacefaring civilized life in order of magnitude even rarer. Well, yeah. Like, you know, what's the Kardashev scale? I mean, it's like, it's basically going up, you know, the levels of that. It's just like, I mean, I guess like the proto version of it. I mean, it's like, you know, the higher the level you go, the more rarer, you know, the life is going to be. There's so much radiation in the galactic core of complex life would be possible to me, supernovas and gamma ray bursts from all the stars. Yeah, at least, you know, yeah, like to the more, like, galactic galaxy core. I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, there can be life that maybe has evolved to be able to withstand such radiation and could potentially be out there. I mean, and we, until we actually have a means and ability to really like be there to, kind of check it out, to have a little bit more of a closer look to study. I mean,
Shaggy was permanently stoned, and Scooby-Doo had the second eye. Contact about it. That's it. Yeah.
we moved well away from that topic.
Yeah, okay.
Instead, we look for exoplanets and moons. This tells your life on Earth. Cephalopods, crustacean. They can't use tech because of on the wire, but we have moon typos to make a life evolve on land. Yeah. Plus, there can just also be other potentialities of, just like different ways, like kind of life evolves and changes and forms, depending on these planets. I mean, it doesn't always have to be strictly, in the, like, requirements, that we have to live under. Like, maybe there can be potential other intelligent life that, can sustain and live and evolve and adapt into more harsher environments, or maybe even less so. Just, depending. I mean, that's kind of why I find it a very interesting talk. I mean, or at least a very interesting topic just in general, because just like, it's not like the possibilities are endless, but, there is a lot of potential possibilities, that, can be, when it comes to, at least when it comes to life. Because again, I mean, it can evolve in fundamentally totally different ways than how they do here. Like, if a planet where there is, some more, like, primal-based, mammalian life or something like that, or at least the equivalent of such, on a planet, that doesn't have, like, the tidal moon, or anything like that, then it might have a totally different, evolutionary, adaptation over time. And look like a totally different thing. Because it doesn't have all these other tiny little intricacies that play a role into how they evolve over time. As for things like the tides, the moon, how the Earth's on a tilt, all these other things, these all play a very tiny role in how we evolve. Most stars didn't have planets. Now we know most do. Our solar system is in a type of planet called super-Earths, large terrestrial planets that most stars have. Yeah. Pretty much like Jupiter and bigger, type of planets. I mean, honestly, a lot of these, super-Earths are also like 2 or 3 or sometimes even 4 times the size of fucking Jupiter. Like, and also, you could probably imagine that gravity is even more immense there. So it's like life there will evolve for a lot more of a tougher gravity, and thus will very likely, have a, little bit. You probably wouldn't see things like giraffes, so to speak, if there would be, were to be life, similar like here. But it would probably be a little bit more bulkier, smaller, at least more lower to the ground, bulkier, heavier, bigger creatures and things. I found a Russian language astronomy channel that made videos about the formation of the solar system. Also, the Christian creationists in the comments saying, "How could idiots believe this?" Such projection from the fucking religion. I love how the religious always, like to be like, "Oh, people believe this science shit." It's like, you believe in fairy tales, so shut up. Japan has the least creationism out of any country. Yeah. It makes sense. Especially Christian creationism and Abrahamic based type of creationism. I mean, it hasn't really made much of an influence there. It has been there in the past. And it tried, but never really worked out. I mean, if anything, a lot of them, actually were, seen, kind of, I guess one could probably say, xenophobically, like, where they were treated more harshly and be like, oh, yeah, so you do revere, this guy, Christ, who was held on a cross. Well, okay, here you go. And they just kind of would do it to them, too. I mean, not always. Well, it's like one thing that would happen. Makes sense, because Japanese... when it's the formation of the solar system. Oh my god, you and this fucking, like, the Japanese are space aliens shit, dude. Like, oh my god. It's like the fucking History Channel's, like, Ancient Aliens. Like, yeah, you know how they did it? Aliens. Like, yo. Like, they're, like, no one is, like, the only one who's probably a goddamn space, like, the only people who are fucking goddamn space aliens are fucking, like, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Hillary Clinton, and Donald Trump. Like, well, pretty much, like, a lot of the American political body, honestly. Let's just be honest. Like, like, a good chunk of these old sons of bitches and these weird, like, Silicon Valley tech bros and, like, Musk and Bezos types, like, they all look like fucking aliens. Like, so if there are any space aliens, it's more likely those sons of bitches, especially people like Musk, like, well, not Musk, but Zuckerberg. Like, that dude literally looks like a fucking android. Like, I swear, he's like an android that was created by some, aliens out there, and they dropped it down, and we're like, alright, we're gonna see how the humans react. And I guess the majority of humans bought its weird uncanniness, but I didn't. I ain't buying its weird uncanny ass. If Denmark isn't a real country. Oh, oh, okay. It'd make more sense if you said Norway wasn't. Along the lines of Elon Musk destroys Putin. How? Oh, because he sends fucking Starlink Tesla terminals in Ukraine? I fucking hate his simps. He does like one tiny little thing and they're all like, oh my god, Musk! It's like, man, shut the fuck up, you stupid stupid little sissy ass little bitches. Like, oh my god, the great Lord Savior Musk coming to save us all from everything, even though he literally does nothing. And it's a grifty little filter that, like, it's cheap as fuck and won't even buy a new mattress if there's a hole in it for his wife. It's like, oh yes. Saved Denmark from the Soviet Union at the end of World War II. Had not arrived, it would have been an authoritarian communist war, so Pax say. Well, I mean, it's just kind of how the, the history kind of played out. Wouldn't Norway kind of be like that too then? Well, I guess not really, because Britain kind of already were having operations there, I guess, but. What you want? What you want? What you really want? I give you a treat, and you're back again. And you have a fucking bowl of food. Denmark didn't have much of a government or infrastructure back then. Well, they held out. Like, when the Germans actually came in, like, there's actually even a movie about it, I think, called April 6th, or April 8th, something like that. It's named after the date, on the first day of the invasion of Denmark. But they actually did, kind of hold back the line, and at least, for, even though it didn't really do much, it actually did kind of halted a little bit of the advance, and more so than the Germans thought, because they thought Danish weren't even going to do anything. But they're like, oh shit, they're actually firing at us. Wait a minute. Like, so they kind of eventually got a little bit more bogged and realized, oh, okay, they're actually kind of fighting a little. I didn't think I think the invasion overall lasted like a little over a day, if that. But, nonetheless, the Danish were like, wait a minute, we're not, like, too friendly about that. But the government was like, hold on, no, lay down your arms, this is better than fucking trying to, like, fight and die. Like, let's not try to literally have all of us die here. Like, I mean, it's probably better if we just kind of figure it out a little bit instead, so. It's pretty much the main reason why it only lasted about a day, because it's like, as soon as they were hearing about, like, a lot of, skirmishes and battles going on, they're like, well, let's just get us out of here and make sure, that, like, our people don't fucking, like, try to, like, do something too crazy and shit, because, they probably fare a little better. Which, I guess they probably did. Never betray each other. Well, I don't know. I think we'll definitely see a little bit more of a, like, communist-back type of Europe, honestly, because I have a feeling that there would still be a betrayal. Like, yeah, like, Germany would be able to kind of focus a lot more with England and shit, but, I mean, by that point, it's just like, what's going to be the next look at? For, it's going to be fucking the East, with the USSR, so, I don't know, it's like, at that point, it, like, I felt like it only would have been an inevitability. And besides, there still would have been insurgency and partisans in France, England, and Netherlands, Belgium, so on. Like, there's going to be it would be really hard to hold control of all those territories and have an entire fucking Eastern Front to fight. It's like, honestly, it'd be inevitable that the USSR would eventually be able to sweep over. Might be longer, but, I mean, it basically, would be seen as, like, a mass sweep of Europe eventually. Probably, again, might take some time. Because at the same time, the Germans wouldn't be necessarily as worn thin, but again, they would still have to have a lot of garrisons and also have them replenished as they keep getting picked off by partisans, and so it's like, I mean, it'd only be inevitable. Like, maybe you'd see some far-right, nations, kind of stick around, or maybe, like, some more democratic nations, like maybe England, Ireland, like maybe France, so on and so forth, but, like, I don't know, it wouldn't necessarily, be as big in, comparison. And also, it'd probably be a little bit more influenced by the USSR anyway. Korean nationalists fight Soviet Union until 1956. Yeah, and a lot of them also, are veterans volunteering for a lot of SS battalions too. They kind of kept fighting after the war ended. Obviously, hashtag not all implied, by the way. Jesus, not a vibration. Don't even. It's a fucking car. It's a car, dude. Don't even start. Don't. Oh my god, bro, I swear. If you let out a loud one. If you let out a loud ass boof. I swear to god, if it doesn't, he's gonna let a loud ass boof. No? No loud ass boof? Well, okay, good. No boof. Look at you. Good boy. Good little boy. Oh my god, look at his little face. Look at that little face. Zukov, that pretty face. Oh my god, look at that face. you're still like, That car though. Let's hear the sound of it, people. Zukov. Oh, that face. Oh, that pretty face. Oh, your pretty little face. Just so cute and sweet. Just so cute and sweet it is. Oh, you handsome boy. Zukov. Oh, you handsome buddy. What are you looking at over there? It's a weird looking dog. What's weird about him? Don't be insulting Zukov. Don't be making fun of him. He's not weird. He's a sweet baby. He's a sweet, adorable little handsome baby. Just a cutie. He is. Nice breed. Well, yeah, he's not a total German Shepherd. I think he's a German Shepherd Australian Kelpie mix, but I don't know about the other part. He's definitely a German Shepherd, though, but again, not 100% sure on the other side of him. Oh, you sweet baby. You just sweet little baby. Look at you. Oh my god. Oh my god, you're a sweet boy. His head. Well, he's about like 5 going on 6 months now. I mean, he's still got like this puppy face. His head looks like a PT Cruiser. What the fuck? So God forbid, like, oh, don't make him feel insecure. Look at him. Now he's all like, yeah. See, now he's all like, me make fun of over here. Oh, look at you. Look at that sweet little face. Your face ain't a fucking PT Cruiser. He's just a sweet little puppy face. Oh my god, those little puppy ears. Those little puppy dog ears. Oh my good lord. I mean, he still very much is like a puppy. He prances around like a puppy still. He's just like... He's just like his body and his tail are pretty much like adult, but everything else is still puppy. Oh, look at that. Look at that little face. Oh my goodness. You're just so cute. You're just so cute. Used to have PT Cruiser. They're basically go-karts. They have the cheapest replacement parts. What, PT Cruiser? Oh, what's up, Monax? I didn't even realize I was here for a second. For some reason, I thought that was like McBorshin or some shit. Curious question. Do you know how I could acquire Radical Maniac's community Discord there, Monax? If you by chance... well, if he actually has one, actually. I don't know if he does. I assume he would. Or else how do you do those, like, you know, Discord calls and shit, I guess, yeah. Because honestly, I've been definitely thinking about how, like, especially nowadays, to kind of stream it on YouTube, at least in the meantime, it makes it a lot more safe to actually call in and chat, because I've been meaning to do that for a while anyway, right? PT Cruises remain in Mexico. How do we get into cars? Like... We got into automobiles now because of my fucking dog. Are we serious? You poor baby. You've been analogized to a car. You poor little oh my god. Oh. You look sleepy. Look like a sleepy boy. Oh, that woke you right back up, too. I couldn't find you unless I can grok the link somehow. Sukov is a Ford Pinto. He is not a goddamn Ford Pinto. Could we not, like... Can we not, like, say that he's, like, you know, this car or that guy? Like, oh my lord. Oh, my lord. Oh, I see it here. Oh, I'm sitting here, y'all. Wait, where is it? I want to make sure. Is that alright? Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Cute. Cute. Dude could suck my fucking non-existent cock. I love it. The dog looks like a multiple. Okay, all right. All right, I think the gag is past this time. I'm multiple. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, you bite. Look at you. Let me scratch your head. Get over here, you fucking. What was that? Goof. You sweet baby. How can we say this dog looks like any fucking automobile? Oh my god, those fucking ears. Oh my god, that's just so cute. Oh. Oh. Look at those little ears. Look at those adorable, ridiculous little ears. Oh, wow. Nice. Going for a little massage therapy going on there, huh, bud? Wow. Gamers Nexus used a PT Cruiser radiator for their extreme cooling build. Damn. Damn, son. I actually need to hit up Stefan tomorrow when I link up with him at Post Beach and ask him about this little like Walmart book top thing that he has. Because he's saying he was willing to give it to me for $8. I'm like, hey, you know what? This coming paycheck or the next one, I think I'll just do that. Because I'm going to put a lot of money aside for the Vishka that I'm thinking about. Especially with some of the parts that I was able to find that I'm wanting to get with it to upgrade. It's like, oh my god. Especially that East German folding stock. Oh my god, if I could fucking get that. Oh, that'd be the dream. Ooh, get a little wooden pistol clip. I should do that too. And, should I just go all wooden? Or should I have a rail system on the bottom? Yeah, I think I will for the fore end. Yeah, get that going on. Yeah, because at least, you know, with the little Walmart book thing, I can at least, with that, kind of at least, in the meantime, do a little bit of an upgrade, stream-wise, and actually be able to do some columns while streaming, amongst other shit, too. And, I wonder what I wonder if I could possibly get like a small little like monitor screen and set it up. Are you buying it? This AK pawn shop, gunshot? Yeah, it's a Sportsman's Warehouse where my roommate works at, and I'm kind of like working it out basically in a way to where I could possibly, because the gun itself is like there's a $10 background check fee on top of 1,000 for the gun. But because I shop at Sportsman so often, just because of like just grabbing ammo stock and on that clean kit, shit like that, and different things like little crates to kind of help organize my or gun related things, just random shit like that. And so I go there pretty much at least once a week, basically. So there's like a little rewards point thing where if you build those up, you can actually get money saved, where if you use them, depending on what purchase you use it on, you can actually save a pretty decent amount. On top of, they also have a credit card with the store, where you can use at the store as well, where you can also do like payment plans. I think it's like 30-day payment plans over time. So my idea is to kind of do that and like just use the credit card thing, but also just kind of make the first initial like payment with a good fat chunk of it right just then and there, as kind of a start to pay that off, for the 30 days, and then just every paycheck just put like 100, 150, 200 or something like that each time. So it's kind of the idea. Because then with that, once I get it, at least in the between time, depending on how much, the checks are, these, like next month or month and a half, I'll also put a little bit on the side too to get a couple parts. So once I get it, after a background check and all that shit, which takes about a week or two as well, once that's all said and done, then I could just have those parts and have it, and just upgrade it, just kind of ready to go right then and there before you get to shoot it. So... now honestly, that's kind of my idea that I want to do. Like, I want to try to make at least maybe one possible upgrade, before, taking it out. Because especially with ammo, that's going to be the hardest thing to come by, out of everything, honestly. So, I'll just have to, at least, when I go get ammo for my gun, for my shotty, I'll just, see if I can find 7.62x39 and buy a box or two of that each time I do that. Depending on how expensive it is. If it's actually, like, kind of spendy, I might just do a box at a time. But at least then I can just slowly build up some ammo in the meantime. Maybe I might get, like, some steel mags, too. I'm not a big fan of the poly mags, those polyamber mags. Definitely prefer the steel ones. Oh, Zooks. Zookov is here with the cats getting fed. Got payment for you right here. Grabs junk Lily. Oh my god. Nice, Venom. Nice. But, yeah, I kind of have it all thought out, though. And also with the whole rewards thing, too, and everything, that'll also save me some money on it as well. So it won't be, like, and I think there's also, like, a 50% off for the first purchase, I think, with the card as well. And I plan on having that in, being my first purchase. So that also will make it cheaper, to get as well instead of, $1K. So all in all, like, at least if, I have it all, thought out right, it actually, will be pretty easy and quick, to pay off and get. So Norco 84S Chinese AK chamber for 223 Remington, basically the Chinese slow rifle from Fallout 3. Oh. So basically like 5.56, essentially. Because 223 and 5.56 are pretty much the same thing. At least from what I understand, they're interchangeable. Baby. You and your little face. It's got a cute little face. He just had to have his little toy with him. Their Chinese AKs are just as good as Russian AKs. Yeah. And they're pretty much the same design as well, so parts are interchangeable too. Like, one thing I've been learning is that Romanian and Yugo made, or at least, style, like, when it comes to the production of it, is, is a little different in comparison to pretty much any other, like, AK type of designs. So it's like, if you're, like, let's say you're getting some upgrades, like I'm gonna get, for my Vishka once I get that, is, some parts might not necessarily work. Like, if I want a buttstock, but it happens to be, like, a Yugo AK buttstock, like, it won't fit. It won't work. Like, I'd have to get, something different. I think even, I don't know, I'll have to look again, but I think, like, Bulgarian ones actually, are, ones that work with, the gun I'm looking at, too, because I was looking at the, fore ends, and there's actually like a top that's like a Bulgarian like wooden top piece, but not like the full thing. And it's actually pretty hella fucking cheap. So, some of these like other parts, I'm gonna get, honestly, is gonna be overall, pretty easily accessible. Getting Vishka, yeah. Here, I can show a video of what I'm looking on getting here. Actually, let me show you my favorite video. Like, there's this one dude that I found that I just fucking love. Because he's one of the videos I was looking at when it comes to checking out the Vishka. His channel's called American Mexican Gunslinger, right? Yeah. But he has a part 2, and I just love this part 2. But this is the weapon I was thinking of. So the specific one is called a Vishka Trooper. It's like it's Century Arms is one of their more limited edition ones that they have out, but strangely enough, at least the ones as Sportsman, this one is more cheaper than the other Vishka, which is, just a regular, kind of more AK style design, but this one's a little bit more of a paratroop design. But the stock of it doesn't come with like a rail system on the fore end, but he got an upgrade on that. But the stock of it, when you buy it initially, comes with this skeleton Circle 10 stock right there, which he, decided to kind of put like a little something to kind of, make it look like, the 3 colors of the Mexican flag, because, well, Mexican-American Gunslinger, is his name, so. But here. Just look how much fun he's having. I love how much fun he's having with it. Oh, I love that. So he's having a time with that. God, I want one so bad. I really love that front end design too, where it has like a little bit where the iron sight's kind of a little in with it. What the fuck do you want? Can I help you? Where it has like the front iron sight's a little connected to the like gas block port right there. I actually kind of like that design on it. Which is honestly why I want to get it, because it has just a really cool, unique kind of looking. Like, you don't really see many AK designs that have that kind of look, aside from maybe more like, maybe like a AKS 74, or something like that. Like more short versions, but that's like more of like the length of a regular AK, but kind of more of that like carbine shorter design though, which is because I like that design too, but I also like that length and the more, kind of the bulk, of the, of a regular AK build and shit. So it's kind of like the blend of the two, and it's like, oh my god, it just looks so fucking nice. And he's just obviously having fun. I mean, that laughter just says it all. I mean, honestly though. I mean, honestly, I think that laughter just says it all. Like, he's having a blast with it. I mean, it's just like, oh my god. It's like, I want to have just as much fun as he's having with that thing. Because, oh my goodness, it just looks nice. Just looks so nice and I mean, it just, because from my understanding, it has like a, I don't know what type of steel, honestly. Actually, to be honest, I forgot. But it's like this different type of steel that they used for like the bolt and some of the internals and shit, which is different to their other ones. So, and from my understanding, it's actually, like this particular firearm in comparison to some of their other ones is actually like a legit significant improvement to like Century Arms, because from what I understand, there's like controversy in like the gun community where it's like, oh, Century Arms sucks, blah blah blah. But there's some people that like them, but I think I'm understanding why, though, because considering criticisms, I think Century Arms is thinking, like, well, we actually want to look good, so let's actually kind of improve on our shit. And now they're kind of pumping out things like this, and because I think this is only, this specific type they only had for, like, a little over a year. So, I mean, it's like, evidently they must be doing something right if you got the people having, having a blast like that, Because even in his first video, when he's like, I haven't shot this yet, but, here, we're going to see, what my, like, first initial thoughts about this are. And he was pretty much having that exact same reaction when he was shooting. I'm like, okay, oh my god, I got to. So, it's like, it's definitely one that's going to be on the list of things to get right there now. Honestly, baby, look at you. Why do you have to be so damn cute, bro? But also, why do you have to harass me like the little fluffy ball of coke that you are? Little coke ball? Little ball of coke. Oh, look at that little ear. Aww. Little one ear cockeyed and the other one just sticking out. Adorable. Gotta stop being adorable, bro. Gotta stop doing that shit. The cuteness is most certainly too much. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. And you really gotta do something about that. I mean, I can't do shit. I mean, it's all you on that one. He was kind of grooming his leg. I just kind of was looking at him. But he didn't even, like, look up at me. Well, he did. But he just kind of froze, and he was like, what the fuck are you looking at? Just giving me that look of, like, the fuck you staring at me for? You look like you were a little upset that I was staring at you for a second, you goof. Oh, now you want a belly rub. Oh, God. Oh, it's hard to give you a belly rub when you're, like, flopped so far away. Oh, God. You fucking little freak. Let's look off on steak. If I had a steak that I cook up and whip up for him, I'd give him one. Or at least I'd give him a little bit of it. Like, cut off a chunk of it before I season it up. I wouldn't even cook it for that much. I'd probably just kind of, warm it up. Have it at least, warmed up and, kind of seared up a little bit on the sides. But for dogs, I mean, they can handle raw meat, so. I mean, if you think about it, like, what the fuck do you think, they're, like, getting when they're out in the wild, so to speak, Or strays. So. Oh my god. Good googly moogly. This look. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Okay, here we go. What is... Oh. What the fuck? What is this? Oh my god. Look, I really can't, like, this is all I can really get at here. Like, I am not going down there. This is all I'm going at here, right here. This is about as far as I can reach. Like, oh my god, look at you. What the fuck? Look at you. Oh no, that was Bandit. Oh, sweet god. He was distracted, and Bandit was able to get through, and now he's... Oh, fuck. Oh my god. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. Bandit! Wait, where are you? Wait, what the hell? What the fuck? Where is he? I don't even see him over here. Wait, where is Bandit? What the hell? Oh, whoa, there you are. Zukov, you just bitch slapped Bandit. What the fuck was that? I thought you were his bro. Bandito. Oh, Bandito, I'm sorry. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. How's it going, my man? How's it going, my man? I know you want help. Here. Giving you some love first. Zukov just straight bitch slapped his ass. He wanted to play with him, and then he just, like, straight up, like, smacked him. Like, right in the face, too.
What a bandit.
I know, this poor baby. Oh, we're about to have a little fight. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Now, is he...
Beat his ass, bandit, beat his ass.
He just rubbed his head on Zukov. Like... What the fuck? Oh, my god. All the boys.
He's got something on his ear there.
You use what now? I'm gonna use the camera to kind of help guide myself there.
It might still be there.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah, the action might be a little bit of like that juice from the cat food.
It feels like a sword.
Well, I don't know.
Or I don't know, probably like a cat scratch or something like that.
I'll let him out real quick. I don't know if
I heard him all the way in the living room from in here.
I know. I honestly thought he was over there already, and I went over there, and then I turned around, and he was right next to Zukov, and then Zukov bitch slapped him in the face. Like, right when I switched the camera around. Like, the first frame was Bandit getting bitch slapped. And Bandit just bolts out the door. Oh, that boy. There, it looks like your water bowl's empty, bro. Was that business of you fucking going? Oh yeah, I think it was. There you go.
I looked online for my part.
Oh gosh, look at
Like anywhere from like $20 to like $12 for that fucking part.
Damn.
Yeah. Pissed me off too, because I was like halfway through my battery. I'm like, motherfucker.
My friend and I went drinking, and he's already passed out on my couch. Nice. All more whiskey and beer from me. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna kind of be my little drinking night. I was thinking about maybe grabbing a burger or two, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna save, the drinking for tomorrow. I'll just get a bunch of snacks. Why are you giving me a fucking finger?
Because this is the last night I can drink. I have to go to work tomorrow.
Well, I mean, it's not really like I don't really have much quiche on me anyway.
I know, I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah, like I was gonna use EBT to buy some snacks, like some Funyuns and stuff like that. And my boys, can I fucking help you, boy?
Yeah, pet me, daddy. Attention.
Oh, come here, my boy. You just want all the attention at the moment, don't you, you little fucking ball of cocaine? You big sweet ball of cocaine. No.
Where are you guys going tomorrow?
Hmm?
Where are you guys going tomorrow?
Boats Beach. It's in Portland.
What is it, like a bar?
No, it's like a little park next to the river.
Huh. Fuck, if you're going that far, why don't you just go to waterfront? Right across the river.
I mean, it's not like it's far away from it. It's actually kind of close to it, but...
The waterfront?
Yeah, but it's more secluded, where we can kind of drink and let the dogs roam around and not give a fuck. This is a secluded spot. Also being kind of an open public park area. just looking at me like, what the fuck was that about? You big ball of cocaine, you big ball of cocaine.
I gotta see if I can get a metal spruier for that instead of fucking dealing with that plastic.
I'm sure they make them.
They do, they're just...
More expensive.
No, I'd have to order it offline. Where I look to order it offline, they don't have them in stock. They're out of stock.
Daddy, what you do? Daddy, why you do this to me?
I can't do that with my dog. He weighs too much.
Well, he's still a puppy, so I can get away with this right now.
Mine's 2 years old and 90 pounds of fucking fluff and muscle.
Give this guy like another 5 months, and he's probably gonna at least, maybe not like that weight, but he's gonna definitely be a fluff and muscle eventually. He's still kind of got some of that baby fluff and baby fat on him.
Well, I still kind of...
I can feel it.
I still kind of...
Because you're just kind of a teenager at this point.
The reason with Loki is he's fucking pit, so he's got the fucking muscle and fucking... Yeah.
Yeah, he's in his teenage phase right now. He's at like...
He's in the fact of, I'm gonna fuck everything up, fuck with you.
And fuck things.
Yeah.
On top of, like, you know, everything else in between. He's probably in, like, the 15, 16-year stage of his life at this point where he's like...
What is it, 5 years? On dogs? I can't remember what it is. There's a way to tell.
I have no fucking
I know
idea.
Aries is just an asshole and fucking old.
Baby?
Well, Aries is gonna be 5 next month. April 7th, he'll be 5.
Look at his little face! What is his face? Whoa! He's just like, no. Oh, boy, baby. You just got clouded. You just got vape-nashed.
What? Did I put you back in your kennel because you were being a complete asshole when your daddy left? Yep.
How long did it last?
2 seconds. Right as you threw the thing and fucking you left, he's right at your doors. I'm like, motherfucker.
No, that was like literally right when I left. Like, I walked out and I turned the corner and I saw... He turned his head like this, but he saw me and he's like... Did that. He's like, no. Big old just ball fluff just of a head.
I tried to get him to come and lay down. He got up on my bed twice, and I'm like, lay down. He just looked at me like, what the fuck are you talking about, asshole? Aww. My daddy just left.
I'm gonna be an anarchist now and be destructive. Because you're just a goof. What is it? You're eyeballing all
He wants his treats.
He smells them, you little prick.
He's like, you dickhead.
I heard that sigh. You're like, oh.
He did that when you were at work too. He's just like, oh, I'm like, what? And he's just like, fuck you, I'm sleeping, asshole.
Oh, I love it when he has just like mild disappointment and frustration where he's like,
I can't get out of my kennel.
Oh, you big.
Oh, I have soup in there if you want to make it.
Hmm?
I have soup in there if you want to make it.
It's
like really good with like 2 eggs and shit. You know the Lipton soup packets you can buy?
Yeah.
You just put 2 eggs in it.
What in the fuck are you doing now?
Everything else.
What is happening here?
He's like, I want my treats, damn it!
What is happening? What are you doing? Oh my god, you belonga. You belonga.
I really want to put money back into that, but I really don't want to.
I just got a foot in the face. Look at this little freak. Look at this little freak. Look at him. What do you even do with a thing like this?
Pick him up, throw him.
Well, I kind of got the picked up part down, but
Throw him in water.
He looks over like, what? What I just hear? Huh? What are you doing, you belonga? And like, how much neck fluff do you have? Like how much like fluff to neck ratio is going on here? Looks up Freaky Dictionary. Hey, look, it's Pikazukov. I don't even. What are you doing? What? What are you doing? What is this? What is this face? What is this face? Whoa.
Look at me, he's like, what the fuck is this? Whoa. Give me my treats, Daddy.
Oh my god, hold on. This is a bad idea. This is a bad
This is gonna be a bad idea.
I just got a paw in the mouth. Come on.
He's like, what? You love me?
Don't give me this look. Oh my god. Stop it. Stop with this paw in the face. Oh my god. Okay, we're having problems here. We're having issues. You little prick.
He's like, well, you love me.
I do love you, but this is... Ah! No. Oh god, you fucking Amelia. He doesn't even... Jesus, those eyes. His screech of cocaine.
He's like, Daddy!
Not my face,
Give me
again.
my treat!
Wow! Jesus!
Fuck you, he has my treat, asshole!
Oh, I'm getting that ear. There we go. Okay, there.
He's like, I can't move. What the fuck? I can't get my treat!
I can't get my treat, no! Oh my god. How to get let him?
I got Daddy. Come on.
Speak.
Come on, you know how to fucking bark. Come on.
Hold on, let's look.
Little fucktard. Where's the fucking door? Get off me. Come on. No jumping. Come on.
How do I... There we go. Oh my god, what a goof.
Of course, he thinks I'm a fucking springboard.
He thinks everything's a springboard.
No, cats think everything's a springboard because Aries jumped off my fucking roommate's back. Literally, he ran in her room, ran across her back, and jumped off the roof.
Damn.
She's like, you're fucking cat. I'm like, yeah, he's a fucking terrorist.
Damn, that's honestly like some crazy, like, parkour ninja move shit right there.
Me too.
Huh?
He used to do it to me too.
Damn. Now what? Now what do you
And then
want?
I taught him, I'm like, you fucker, you do that again, I'm throwing you across the room. He looked at me and said, what?
I'll give him a dental stick, but I'm gonna, like, chuck this in a way where... Stand up. Don't do this little paw bat thing. Nope. Stand up. Good boy. A good boy, baby. Just a crazy little baby. Boom. What an absurd little thing. Anyway, there. Let's see what's news-wise, because I'm sure there's things afoot. Here. What's this? Brave woman crashes Russian newscast live on air. What? Okay, I want to see this. Okay, this sounds... This... Damn. Yo, she just like charges up in there like
Russian
photobomb
newscast to protest Putin's invasion of Ukraine. So I'm going to play this video. I'm going to discuss how this
photobomb for
happened,
peace.
who this is,
No good
what
luck.
she's likely facing now because of it, and just, you know, as somebody that used to work in broadcast news, maybe a little insight into why this happened or how this happened, because this is not this is not common, obviously. So let me play this for you and discuss a little more about it.
Российский премьер подчеркнул, надо усилить сотрудничество в рамках союзного государства, а на совещании в правительстве обсуждали, как сохранить доступность лекарств.
All right, that is not something you see every day. A protest,
Damn,
a live
short but sweet. It was short but sweet. They're like, oh fuck, cut the feet. Like they, that's what happened basically right there. They're just like, quick, just cut to this. I mean, like, oof, I love it. I love it though. Damn, based. Like honestly though, it's just like, oof. I mean, like, it's like, I mean, it was short, but that was sweet. Well, I mean, I know some of that's in Russian, but here, maybe... Yeah, I could no war... it's kind of cut off, but I think it says Russians against war. So, yeah. I mean, considering that there's just, like, all sorts of various different little tidbits of shit that, come out of the Russian populace like this, and, I mean, it just makes me feel a little more like, yay. They're getting a little bit more, creative with how they're trying to protest this.
All right. That is not something you see.
What are you doing, baby?
A protest during a live newscast in a closed-door setting. They're not out on location somewhere like, when CNN goes out to a debate where there's people in the background holding signs. This is at their studio. There's a protest there, which goes to clearly what this person's role is or who they work for. As we'll get to, yes, she worked for the station. You're not going to have some random person, as I said, I used to work in broadcast, but I don't think you need to work in broadcast to know this. They have security. Not any random person can come up the street, barge onto a set, and protest a war like this. So this is someone who worked for the station.
Unless, like, they had such a mass mob of people literally, like, storm the building. But then there wouldn't be one person, being there, and also the feed wouldn't be cut. So it's just like, I mean, it's like, technically, there could be some random people there, but it took like a mob of people to storm the fucking place.
We can't downplay the courage needed here. She's putting her job on the line, she's putting herself on the line, potentially her family on the line, for going out there and protesting this war, this invasion, publicly on air when Russia has already shut down every independent news station because of their criticisms of this invasion. And I'll get to more on that in a minute here. But first, more on who this person is, as I already told you, but I'll get to her name and what she may be facing because of this, and also what her sign said, what she was chanting. So let's start with that. This from Kevin Rothrock, who is a Russian journalist, writing here apparently, or I'll just go to what he says here about the sign. So the news broadcast, with the sign that said, "Stop the war, don't believe propaganda, they're lying to you here."
Damn.
Which is
blunt,
incredible as she's talking.
Sweet,
saying,
blunt,
they're lying to you here.
And to the point.
And then, so she was chanting, "No to war, stop the war." Amazing. Now, so this person, more on that, the girl who came into frame during the live broadcast of the program on Channel 1 with an anti-war poster is Marina Ovsinakova. There you go, almost got it. An employee of the channel. After appearing on the air, the girl...
Let me attempt. I bet I can get it. Okay, maybe not. I'll try. Maria Ovsinakova. I had to kind of mouth it to myself there for a second. But Ovsinakova. Or Ovsinavikova. Yeah, Ovsinavikova. Interesting last name, actually. Kind of cool. Where's
now she is in the police department. Her friends report this. And more here. This is from the actual news station. So again, this is a Russian state-owned news agency. The translation here saying an internal check is being carried out on Channel 1 in connection with an incident with an outsider in the frame during a live broadcast. The girl who broke into the studio of the program is facing an administrative case, a source said. So they're saying she broke in. I'm not sure if they're trying to protect the reputation of the news network.
Yep.
Or maybe protect her in some way. But... or maybe they're just saying, hey, she wasn't supposed to be working that day, and maybe she broke in with her key card and got in there. But it's, again, someone that worked for the station. She didn't really, break in technically. But an administrative case This essentially means I'll get to more.
It's just a way to kind of deflect a little bit and try to protect the reputation of the place. Masks don't seem to be required in bars anymore. Even Baby Cat and Club no longer requires masks as they are more stringent. So more stringent about like vax mandates, or like vax requirements, but just not so much about the masks anymore.
It was just like that.
I guess it makes sense in that way, but
Kind of, but then you get rid
I mean,
it's all fucked up.
yeah, I mean, because it's gonna eventually gotta like lighten those up too. I mean, because there's gonna be a point where it's just like, yes, there's gonna be enough of the population where it's not gonna really matter too much anymore with that. I mean, it's like they're not meant to be a permanent thing anyway. Kitten still requires vax, yeah. And I'm assuming that's probably going to be the case for a while. Which, again, it makes sense, and I honestly think it's alright, for at least a while longer. But, I guess we'll just have to see, how cases play out, as, these mandates, at least mask-wise, get lifted. Because if it rakes right back the fuck up, then it's like, like, I'm not going to stop wearing my, even though it's a neck gaiter, I'm still not going to stop wearing that. And it's just like, and, next opportunity I get, I'm going to get boosted again if I can. So it's just like, yeah, like, it's like, it's just like, I ain't trying to fuck around, And so, it's like, because it's not really about me that I'm worried about that with. It's more so other folks around me, like, who are more autoimmune prone. So it's just like, it's more about that at least, but still, it's just like, I mean, even eventually at a certain point, because just like any other virus or bacterial outbreak, like anything, especially when it's, something that can be potentially contagious, like, once it's out there, it's out there. It's just about, like, making sure people, get immunity for it. So there's a herd immunity. So. Especially early on, I was, I definitely toyed with a little bit more my authoritarianistic side, but, at this point, I guess I'm, definitely relaxed about it. If it will, Oregon did it more vague political reasons than anything else. Yeah. In cases, like, while they are, like, down from, like, a lot of the spikes, they're not, like, down. They're still they're still in the multiple of hundreds. And so it's just like, it's like, alright, it's nice that we don't necessarily have to be, like, wear masks all the time. I mean, I still wear, honestly, at this point, I'm really wearing my neck gaiter just to kind of, like, keep my fucking hair all back there all nice and whatever. And especially if a business or if someone looks at me or whatever the fuck a little funny, then it's like, oh, I just whip it back up. In fact, somebody, a customer just asked me, it's like, are we required to wear masks still? And I'm just like, I think it's just business discretion now at this point, which I think it is. Aside from, like, public areas like banks, City Hall, for example, shit like that, and public transit. Because he was saying, some lady, was saying I need to put one on earlier, and it's like, well, I mean, they didn't have a requirement, so it's like, if I will, and if I have to, it's like, okay. I mean, he wasn't, like, he was just kind of confused because there was some other customer that gone on being a Karen at him about it, so it's like, I mean, if it's business discretion, then, I mean, whatever, I guess. Because of that now, more people are not wearing masks than are, so, but, because, at least prior to that, it was more of a requirement, there were more people than not, but, so I think now most people are just kind of glad they don't have to anymore, which, I guess makes sense, but still, it's like, I mean, we're not totally out of the woods yet when it comes to COVID. I suppose maybe in some aspects it's better, but it's only really in some aspects. Like, I mean, like, there's still deaths, there's still cases. I hardly saw anyone wearing masks in Portland today. Yeah. Because, again, I think, because, it's just gone on for quite a long time, all in all, if you think about it, like, a little over 2 years now. I mean, it's just like, yeah, like, people are going to eventually start getting sick and tired of having to deal with the same, like, mandate bullshit. Like, and, you know, and I get it. I mean, it's just like, but that's honestly, especially early on, why I had a more authoritarianistic approach about it, because, like, you know, like, the more, like, stamp it down type of fucking, you know, thing when it comes to a pandemic, the better, honestly, because it's just like, I mean, we don't want people fucking, you know, croaking left and right, but of course, and yeah, it's America. Like, I mean, it's, you know, that's kind of what we got. I mean, I'm not even saying, you know, go like the Wuhan province or, you know, or whatever the fuck style, but, I mean, at least, you know, actually have, like, a government, whether it's by the states or otherwise and shit, you know, took it fucking seriously. I mean, that was even, like, one of the things that, you know, people were kind of hoping with Biden, too, is that he would take it a little bit more seriously than Trump did, and he's just kind of like, yeah, we'll give you kind of one more check and let this kind of go on for a little longer than that. It's like, what? It's like, what, you can't, like, you know, be like, hey, there will be, like, a monthly stipend for people up until, like, the end of 2021, or you couldn't, you know, it's like, no, couldn't you have a little breadcrumb? No, it's like you get a singular crumb. Just a singular crumb. Boop. There you go. It's like, what the fuck is that? It's like, I expect that at least a little something that I can, like, nibble at like a little squirrel. Be like... At least let me have, like, a little something to nibble on here. God damn it. Oh my good, oh sweet good lord, this Doge. This Doge. He's looking adorable right now. How did you just amalgamify yourself into this ball? You're just in this little cocaine ball again. You goddamn little ball fluff. Look at you. He's so goofy. I'll put it on when the next wave starts ramping up again, but until then, sorry, no mask for me. Yeah. I mean, honestly, for me, it's just like, you know, for the neck gaiters, I'm mainly wearing them just to keep the hair behind there and shit. I mean, and for me, it's more like if a business still requires it, you know, or if they still want them, you know, want people wearing them, then, you know, yeah. But it's just like, you know, if not, it's whatever. I mean, honestly, I'm probably just gonna be still wearing it just out of fucking habit. Like I already just have been anyway, so... Goof. But honestly, I know the next wave is very likely to happen. I mean, I don't know necessarily when, probably within a month after all these, you know, probably within like 2-3 weeks, a month, give or take. I'd probably say like 3 weeks. But hey, honestly, you know, maybe the next spike might not be that bad. But who knows? Starts ramping? Well, I mean, there's usually like an incubation period in the body. You know, so especially with Omicron, even, you know, to people who are vaxxed, you know, could potentially spread to. I mean, less likely, obviously, but, you know, still have a chance of that happening. Especially when, at least, you know, symptoms, at least, especially, won't be severe. Like, chances of hospitalization, fucking, you know, going to ICU, all that shit, symptoms. Like, it's, you know, not going to fucking, you know, it's not as likely. I mean, I think with Omicron, it's just in general, it's not as likely just because it's more infectious, but yeah, like you're saying, it's not as serious, but yeah, more infectious. Which in a way is a good thing, but I mean, that also just kind of still does open the door of a possibility of another mutation that could be more serious. I mean, the evolution of a virus is a lot more quicker, because of how it spreads and multiplies in comparison, well, smaller life in general does, in comparison to bigger life like us. So the chances of mutations and adaptations and things like that are far more higher. Is it reinfecting as readily as Omicron? Oh, wait, so there's already a new variant, BA.2? They don't even really have, like, a name for it. So they have another one that's also kind of same thing, more infectious, but not as serious. So if that trend continues, then it's like, even though COVID might get more infectious, it's just gonna get less serious. Like, and legit kind of be the whole quote-unquote, like, common colds, like, it feels like that type of thing. Which is good. I mean, that's not a bad thing. At that point, if that ends up being the trend, unless some crazy fucking, like, like, crazy-ass mutation's like, nope. But, I mean, all in all, if it's like, hey, if it just continues to be more infectious but not as deadly, and, including, I'm also including the unvaxxed with this as well. I mean, even if it does still maybe put a likelihood of putting someone who's unvaxxed in the hospital and shit, it probably wouldn't be like ICU status or like, long-term, type of thing. It might be like a couple-day thing to make sure that, the oxygen levels are all right, but, and, amongst other things, but, but not going into a world full of susceptible people like you. Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, there is, at this point, different variables at play, people who are vaccinated and boosted too, and, like, not just once, but even multiple times at this rate. Like, there's a lot of different things at play where it's just, like, it makes it, more harder for COVID to spread, on top of, just, the less severity in these different mutations on top of that. It's more trying to mutate, for it to spread to other people more so than the deadliness of it. Which really makes sense, because honestly, like, when it comes to a virus or any, like, a parasite or any infectious type of host, type of thing, bacterial, whatever have you, like, they're not, like, I mean, depending on how their, like, evolution is, they're not, necessarily seeking to kill the host, so to speak. They're seeking to multiply enough to where, obviously, the host will be infected and sick, and effective enough to where they spread that to other bodies, and then at that point, the infected host is no longer necessarily needed. And if the virus is dead in the host and dies off, and, the initial host recovers, and also at that point gets immunity, at least from natural immunity, then at that point, the virus did its job. Like, it, no longer necessarily needs that host unless it mutates and can potentially infect that person again. But obviously not all viruses or bacteria and shit like that, do that. You can get reinfected even without, even with the vax or with natural immunity and so on. We're going to engineer a vax that targets something common to all coronaviruses. I would assume that they're either probably gonna do one of those two. Yeah, like, either, like, as, the vaccine goes on with every booster shot, they just have, like, a combo of just, like, the different little, COVID strains, at least the more, ones that are more susceptible. And, or, just, find something that's common amongst all these strains and, use that as kind of the main target, that can help, I don't know, it's gonna probably be one of the two. Or maybe a little combo of both. Like, have, like, something that, is, like, all I mean, I guess if you multi-vax it like that, I mean, then very likely it's going to fucking, have that common, to all coronaviruses thing in there. So I guess in a way they would be doing two birds with one stone. I drunk. Damn. I wish now I had a burr, too. To kind of pregame, because, man, you lit. and I want to be lit with you now. I'm pretty high, so I'm lit in a different way. But I need to get a little more higher. Department of Health was working on a Medivac. Well, they just kind of stopped. They're like, we were, but now the people are kind of like, okay, cool, and, you know, all right, we kind of forget about it. Is it one of those things where they're like, yeah, we're going to do it, but, you know, then we kind of stopped. We're gonna, but then we're not gonna. Honestly, I would hope that's one thing they're still working on and actually trying to develop, because that'd legit be nice. But probably takes an extra long time within trials because it has to work on so many strains. True, yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of memeing a little bit. Medivacs, fuck Facebook. That's one vac I want to get. It's not the Facebook. Oh my god. You are drunk. Holy shit. Tell Suckerfuck to shove it. No. Oh my god, yeah. Oh my lord. Wrong meta. You know, it was not. You know, never mind. It is the right meta, actually. Oh my lord. Zukov, did you just fart? I like how you immediately drop your ball as soon as I said your name. Because it's starting to smell a little funky. I think he just kind of ripped one. You know, since Stefan's drunk, I actually want to pop this up because I'm looking at it. I'll share it with y'all. Because it looks like we can all get triggered at this. He sounds just like a Fox News host. Bill Maher sat the GOP on Florida. Don't say gay, Bill. Denies he's conservative. Let's get it.
So, not too long ago, Bill Maher insisted that he hasn't actually shifted to the right, contrary to popular belief.
Despite being a total corporate, you know, boomer-ass conservative shitbag that had existential crisis, and now it's like, you know what? I think that whole let's go right-wing idea that some people were doing is actually a good idea, so let me just do that too. It's like,
person he's always been. You know, he's saying a lot more right-wing talking points now and sounds more and more like a Fox News host every single episode that he posts. But I mean, it's really everyone else that's changed.
Also, I feel like the whole, like, Hillary losing was really the catalyst because he thought fucking, like, at one point during 2020, he thought, like, Amy Klobuchar was, like, respectable. The Klobuchunt. I would like to see how your hair would fare. Oh my god, I can't even, oh wow. I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. Literally said it like 8 cajillion times. Oh my god. I swear, dude, she'd probably do it again. If she was running, she'd probably be like, I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard, Biden. Oh my god, dude, in 2024, if she actually runs against Biden, oh my god, you know she would do it. You know she would do it. Oh my god, you know she would do it. Oh my god. Not just once, either. Dude, that's just gonna be one of her oh no. What? Oh, fuck. Oh.
He's still the center left. He's always been. Okay, well, let's check in on Bill Maher. What is he talking about now? Well, in the latest episode of Real Time, he talked about Florida's Don't Say Gay bill. And he's going to defend this bill's existence. And not only that, he's going to justify the existence of the Don't Say Gay.
Unironically.
Bill by invoking critical race theory. Now,
wait, no shot, no way. Okay, I kind of have to see it to believe it a little bit, but no fucking way. He's gonna try to do the literal, like, actual full-on, like, right, like, far-right idea of, like, CRTs indoctrinating their kids. Like, are we serious? So, Mayor is admits to being a right-wing hack. Yeah, he's... Oh my god, dude, like, this dude could, like, if he somehow loses, what is it, on HBO, whatever, dude, he can easily get a job at Fox, dude. What if he's setting up for it, dude? What if he's gonna be like, I'm wanting to reform the liberals on Fox News? Like, what if he's one of those fucking degenerates? Oh my god, oh, dude, oh, man. Would that even bode well for him? I don't, oh, yeah, maybe not initially, but as soon as people start seeing, you know, his clips and all that shit, they're gonna be like, oh. I mean, I bet they already are. That's why he's sizing it up. I bet. Dude, what if he is? Honestly, he probably is. He probably, honestly, dead ass. Didn't he also defend Tucker Carlson recently? Oh my god, this guy is literally like, oh my. How was it that this guy went from like unironically supporting Bernie in 2015 to fucking like I'm a conservative hack piece of shit in 2022? Like, how in a span is such little, like, I mean, it's like, what, Jesus, it's like, good damn, son.
Bullshit culture war issue that the GOP used to gain support? No, he's going to say, well, because liberals are so disingenuous when it comes to CRT and because the right-wingers have a point here, maybe it's also the case that they have a point when it comes to this Don't Say Gay bill. So, let's take a look.
I bet somebody asked this. Is Florida's Don't Say Gay bill designed to trap Democrats into saying they support teaching young children about sexuality?
I learned about that in fucking school. Trapping. What the fuck does that even mean? Trapping. What? I learned about fucking sexuality in, like, I first started learning about that type of shit in fucking 5th grade. That's when we first started, at least I remember first starting learning about it. And then, you know, just kind of kept learning about it slowly but surely, so on and so forth since. Like, what? Like, what? So, is the idea that, like, trying to maybe expand a little further about, like, you know, the education on sex and sexuality and shit is, like, somehow, like, a fucking bad thing? Like, no, it's, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, I mean, maybe, like, you know, when it comes to things like, you know, homosexuality and, like, transgenderism, it never was, like, like, that never really came up until, like, high school, and even then it was just like, yeah, there's people that are like that. Anyway, it was just kind of like, yeah, you know, there's people that also happen to be that way, and it's whatever, you know. It's just how sexuality works. It's kind of, you know, it's like some people aren't necessarily straight, and, you know, some people bi, some people, you know, don't necessarily feel comfortable with their own, you know, like, bodily sex and want to change it, you know, because there's, you know, transgender people out there. You know, it's like, blah, 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 you know, it's like, honestly, a lot of that's just because we had a kind of a, you know, kind of a cool health teacher, a little bit. At least I did. He was, you know, he was definitely kind of a stoner type. Had a lot of Beatles stuff in his class and shit, and a lot of, like, 60s aesthetic. And it's just like, hey. What the fuck are you doing? Jesus. Oh my god. But anyway. But still, it's just like, honestly, it's like, what the I mean, if it's trapping, like, I'm just, like, really so fucking, like, just, like, stirred up with that, honestly, because, like, there's no entrapping. It's just, like, it's more of, like, hey, let's actually, you know, on top of, you know, learning about, like, sex ed, you know, have, like, a little bit more of an expansion, basically, like, a little, like, unit into the broader, you know, like, subject, you know, that involves things about, like, the LGBT, because, yeah, that literally is a part of sex ed and sexuality there. It's like, yeah, like, the LGBT exists because people's sexuality, you know, is gonna be a little different. And they're, you know, attracted to, you know, the same sexes, or, you know, in multiple sexes even. Well, you know, so it's just like, I mean, it's entrapping. It's like, fuck you, Mar.
Broaden that to
Fucking
anything about
cretin.
that. I mean, I was reading about it today. It's I mean,
Look how much of a sophisticated he tries to look, like this cream ball little fucking like stale ass little bagel. This fucking stale muffin little like bitch, like trying to look like some sophisticated with his little suit and shit, with his glasses or whatever. It's like, fuck you. Like, you trying to act like so sophisticated, believe in like regressive ass traditionalist garbage bullshit of like bigotry and like nonsense and desert ass tome bullshit. Like, fuck you.
something DeSantis is.
Why didn't wear like some weird ass like fucking like wool robe, like some wool robe or some shit of like, you know, of the times of woe of like, you know, of the fucking like Abrahamic books and shit, bitch. Like, why don't you wear one of those if you're gonna be preaching about like the entrapping of fucking what was that, like parents, teachers, really honestly both. You know, of just like, oh my god, they're gonna be entrapping, you know, our parents and teachers on of teaching kids about sexuality, God forbids. No. I guarantee, like, what is he still claiming as an atheist, or is he like gonna, you know, come out as like, oh, I'm actually reformed? Because honestly, I doubt he's fucking atheist. I doubt that. I'm honestly highly doubting that now at this point. Like, because if he's like falling down this far in the fucking rabbit hole, what else is he falling down under with this shit? Because he used to be like, oh, I'm kind of the edgy progressive atheist bro that, you know, is kind of accepted on mainstream TV. But now it's just like, oh my god, ugh. I kind of like when there's at least some removal of him on my view, ugh. But it's just like, I mean, it's like he went from that to just now like, I'm kind of a conservative, like, you know, talking about this damn CRT and the gays and how they're fucking ruining it. It's like you're sounding more like a fucking traditionalist Christian conservative now there, you fucking bitch. I mean, also, you know, I mean, evangelical too, because a lot of evangelicals happen to be very Zionistic, right? So, like, I mean, it's like I know plenty of them. And, yeah, and you are too there. Like, I get it, you got the whole, like, hey, you know, I happen to be Jewish, so, you know, obviously I'm gonna support my state and stuff. It's like, yeah, quit using it as an excuse, fucker. Uh-oh. Is that anti-Semitism? Oh, I'm sorry. I just don't support fuckers that, you know, think that apartheid and fucking genociding a group of people because of some weird, holy fucking, like creed and, like, you know, edict of, like, yep, we actually rightfully own this place. Which, it's like, no, it's like, nah. It's like, you know, we can't, you don't get to use, like, 1,000-year-old plus, like, fucking, like, claims. You have to be like, yep, we can rightfully just, like, kind of genocide a group of people. I also saw earlier or some shit where it's just like, oh yeah, new Israeli wall. Anyone who marries a Palestinian spouse, that's illegal now. It's like literally they are straight up like pretty much like a miniature fucking Reich, like a Nazi Reich, like, cause well, I guarantee you, like, I bet there was like German laws of like, oh, you're forbidden from marrying Jews. I guarantee it. They've already gotten the ghettos down. Pretty much at this point, the only thing they're missing is fucking like the actual like gas camps and shit. But that hit a little too close to home for them, I bet.
And I guess it's a reaction to Republicans who feel that.
So then they just snipe them on hillsides and then just bomb the shit out of them instead.
In lower grades, I think it's only, they're talking about kindergarten through third grade. So we're talking about very young kids who, you know, as always with this stuff, you know, there's not like there's no kernel of truth in that maybe kids that young shouldn't be thinking about sex at all. I don't think it's...
How young? Because I started learning about sex at fucking 5th grade. Honestly, that was just for the school. I was learning about that shit a little sooner than that. Just on my own time. And I guarantee you, you know, kids around like 3rd, 4th, 5th-ish grade onward are probably same boat. Like, what? And like, you give a fuck about kids. Or the kids. I hate when fucking people do that. Especially knowing a lot of their hypocrisy on bullshit like this motherfucker. Like, cause like, it's like, oh, so, You know, it's like, oh, you want to be like, oh, whoa, think of the children, but I guarantee you'd be like, well, fuck Palestinian children that might have gotten shot or killed or fucking arrested for whatever fucking reason by Israeli stormtroopers. It's just like, nah, fuck those kids. And also, fuck the, LGBT kids, too. It's just like, but, think of the children. It's like, fuck off. It's like, I mean, it's like, you don't have to, like, boast about how, this whole, like, think of the children route, like, shit, to actually, like, think of the children. Because I do, I think about, the children, but I don't go around, like, boasting about how, like, this and that ought to, be because I'm thinking of the children for it. It's like it doesn't come down to that. It's like, I mean, I think of children when they're actually there, like, in my presence, or when it comes to, like, their education. Because those things are important. Like, I want to make sure that I'm not just saying fuck, shit, tit, bitch, cock, whatever the fuck in front of a kid who's, like, 6 or 7 or 8, gotta be mindful. It's just like, and all at the same time, education, especially for general ed growing up and shit, is definitely fucking important. So it's like, and also, when it comes to other shit, it's like when you got, like, people who are legitimate, like predators, amongst other things. I mean, just like there's these things, obviously, that, come into play where, yeah, people will probably think about the kids and all that shit, but you don't gotta boast about it and all this other nonsense. Because Saul is just nothing more than just a fucking little guise to fuck over other kids. And to fuck over other parents. And their kids and shit. Because they might, have a gay child or a trans child. Or a bisexual child. Or, whatever. Whatever's, within the spectrum. So it's just like, it's always, about, like, we gotta think about some children, but, the rest of those other kids, fuck them. I mean, it's all, even with, like, it's always with this, with the right-wing talking points and shit, like abortion, too. Like, they always want to be like, think of the kid in the womb, but, like, never when they're born, really. Because they'll always be against things like, child support or, like, social welfare programs, that, could benefit parents, amongst other different things. Like, they're always going to be against that shit. Like, I'd be shocked if you could find a conservative that actually would be in favor of it. I guess the ones that, I mean, on the ground, I guess, the ones that actually, use it and see, like, oh, yeah, this is actually good. Kind of like, how I'll talk about labor conservatives, how, conservatives who are in actual union jobs see the benefit of it and actually can and have a little bridge of opportunity to potentially, with other ideas. And honestly, at least, from, even my own experience, like, a lot of those more, like, labor conservative types even tend to be a little bit, more softer with their views on other issues anyway, like LGBT issues or immigrant issues, stuff like that. I mean, they might harbor those conservative issues still, but it's not like, the typical, like, Trumpy far-right type of shit. It's a lot more like, it's like, well, yeah. It's like, I mean, same thing, but just a lot less, sting, I guess, where it's just like, again, they're conservative still, or at least to some degree, but there's these windows, there's these, like, open windows. But it's just like, again, I'd honestly, at least when it comes to that type of stuff, at least especially with politicians, I'd be fucking shocked. Honestly, I guarantee you there's not a single fucking conservative politician that's in favor of it, unless there's, like, some literal small town city mayor or some shit. Like, maybe then, but not really anywhere else.
Don't say, it's not like you're not allowed to literally not say gay.
Oh, what a fucking bunch of literal seals. Just,
They just don't want teachers talking about it. They think it's the province of parents. What do you think?
What do you think, Frank? I'm curious.
I mean,
oh, what do we think? Oh, yeah, yes, we'll sniff our own farts pontificate. Oh, yes, oh, yeah. It's like, how long is this clip? It's probably, it's gonna play. I'm just gonna take a hit first. Holy shit. We're not, oh my god. I mean, we're 2 minutes into the video itself, and that means we barely have hit this, we barely went through this clip. Oh my god, this is probably, oh, this is, oh man, we're gonna, oh man, oh boy, oh god, oh fuck me. Stefan, if you got more alcohol, it's probably the best time to drink some more now. We're gonna need it for this shit. Oh boy. Let's see what this fuck has to say. I don't even know what oh my god, he literally looks like a goddamn James Bond villain. He looks like this. I technically have more, but I should call it quits yet. If I call it quits for a night. Boo! Nah, it's okay, I'm not gonna... Save him for tomorrow, But yeah, honestly, this dude here, I know he's about to talk, but this guy literally looks like a goddamn James Bond villain. Well, honestly, actually, he looks like a side villain. Like, it looks like the side villain to the main villain. And the side villain that, you know, is about to get taken down, you know, like, halfway through the film. And then you got, like, you know, the female there who's, like, kind of like the, you know, the spy who's, like, a Two-Face, you know, who actually, you know, sides of James Bond. Because James Bond gets all the ladies, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, because of Bond's suave, you know, she switches sides. Like, this is what I'm imagining when I look at these two. Like, they're just a part of, like, a plot to a Bond film or something. Oh, fuck.
Right. I'm not... My main concern, as a gay man who advocates for gay rights, is not that second...
Oh, boy. So they got a token to be like, hey, you know, I understand, but this is actually, you know, a bad thing to have, and, you know, so this is why this thing is actually good or something. Like, oh my god.
Milk is. That is not the key. That is not the key
okay, hold on, what?
Graders know who Harvey Milk is. That is not the key.
What?
For gay rights is not that second graders know who Harvey Milk is. That is not...
Know who Harvey Milk is? I don't even... What? As a gay man who advocates for concern trolling, let me just throw a name that probably a lot of people don't know, because I don't even fucking know, and just be like, yeah, second graders probably shouldn't learn about that. It's like... And also, who's saying, like, fucking second graders are learning this shit? Like, I mean... I suppose it's up to the school's discretion and when, you know, a child... Harvey Milk. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the name didn't ring the bell right off the top of my head. Gay rights activist, alright. I mean, honestly, it's like, okay, why can't a second grader learn that? Like, why not? Like, Frank Burney? Like, oh my god. They didn't teach him in school, full stop. Yeah, no, that's honestly why it didn't ring the bell right off the top of my head. But as soon as you're like, gay rights activist, it's like, oh, you know, it's like, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, they renamed Star Street downtown to Harvey Milk Street. Oh. Well, I'm gonna look up more about this guy now, just so I actually know who it's really, like, in detail. But, like, because, I mean, I'm familiar with other gay rights activists, but I wasn't familiar with that one right off the top of my head. But, yeah, go figure. School doesn't want to probably teach about people like that. Maybe that's why, I don't know, they should be teaching that. And honestly, like, who gives a fuck if, like, second graders are learning that? Like, yeah, it's like, hey, there's different gay rights activists, you know, when it came to, you know, history and shit. Like, that could be literally interwoven into, like, history. Like, oh my god, these fucking, like, little woohoo can't, you know, think of children bullshit. Nah. Sean Penn plays him. Oh. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to check the movie out, too.
That is not the key to LGBTQ equality. But I mean, I also question, I mean, does this really need to be at the top of these politicians' lists? Right. I mean, this is a total...
Fuck, I can't find my pants. That is a very significant problem. Uh-oh. And, oh my god. Oh, man, wow, I paused at the perfect moment to see this fucker's face. But it's just like, is this really on the top of the list of the politicians right now? It's like, yeah, for Republicans. Because they're the ones that fucking are freaking the fuck out about this. It's just like, they're the ones that are fucking like, oh, I don't think of children, this and that, blah, 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 and all this other bullshit. Which basically, you know, makes the Dems look, you know, in a lot of ways, you know, kind of look dumb sometimes when it comes to rebuting it and shit. I mean, when it comes to certain things, at least. Not all of it. But it's just like, I mean, it's just literally playing on to the fucking culture war shit that Republicans are doing. And yet these fucking little circle jerk dip fucks are all like thinking, oh, why are these politicians, crowing about it so much? Is this really on top of the list? It's like, I mean, I guess in a way I agree with that, but it's like, oh my god, the dishonest fucking framing of it all. Oh my god, the dishonest framing of it all. Holy, ugh. And this Frank Burning guy calls himself like some gay rights activist guy. It's like, fuck you, no you're not. Like, if you're saying shit like that, the fuck you are. Like, give me a break.
It's a wedge. This is not going to improve Floridians' lives. This is not an urgent problem. This is a dog.
Yeah, it kind of is there, Frank. You fucking Bond villain looking fuck. Like, when you have politicians, and frankly, even though, like, some elements, especially, mainly in the South, really, of the culture and society, that's definitely a lot more homophobic and transphobic, and, I mean, I guess there's still more broadly, transphobia in general in society, more, I guess it's a little bit more softly, because, a lot of it's just because people don't really understand it, or, aren't as educated about it, but, again, I mean, there's been improvements on that, but still, I mean, at least when it comes to, like trans rights, like even, I mean, still, even more ways to go, nonetheless. I mean, it's just like, you got, these, I mean, honestly, it's just like, like, especially when it comes to, like, trans rights and shit, just look at the fucking suicide rates for trans people and shit, and then just look at the suicide rates in, relation to, like, everyone else. It's just like, I mean, it's like it's insanely disproportionate. It's fucking insane. It's just like, and also you can imagine where, some of these averages, where that average is so high, you can probably imagine what states have it so fucking high up. And it's places like in Florida. That's why, things like this are actually important, which is why, honestly, it's like, when it comes to certain culture war shit, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, like, in some ways, there is some merit about this type of shit. I mean, it's like, it's not really because, the trans people or the gay people are trying to indoctrinate or whatever the fuck. It's because people are saying shit like that, and fucking trying to fucking, like, push legislation and oppress them, and fucking, like, basically, like, implicitly encourage, the populace or the supporters and shit to, like, be bigoted and, in some cases, even, commit hate crimes against them. It's just like, it's like, that's where it becomes an issue. It's like, it shouldn't have to be, it's like it, but, it is. I mean, honestly, I mean, it's just like, I mean, trans people aren't, necessarily the first ones to be getting this shit either. Like, I mean, obviously, like, there's the whole, like, AIDS scare, and gay panic and shit. There's the satanic panic. There's like, like, especially when it comes to the far-right Puritan evangelical, like, Christian religious right, and, just that amalgamation, there's always something. It's always, like, something, whether it's, like, gay people, trans people, just, like, Muslims, fucking, just anyone that happens to be, like, wearing a turban, I guess, because, they are Muslim or some shit, even though some people that wear turbans are Sikhs, and, totally different religions, amongst other shit, like Hindu, it's like, I mean, and then you got, like, fucking, like, metal, fucking, Dungeons and Dragons out of all things. Also, and then just general promiscuity and sexuality, where it's like, you got Kellogg from back in the day, where it's just like, our cereal is, meant to try to keep, from, sexual urges from spiking, and, also we're gonna have, like, circumcisions where there's no, like, anesthetic or anything for the children, and this and that, like, dude's a fucking psycho, honestly. I mean, it's just like, it's like, there's always, some shit. It's always something. Shitty healthcare. Trans people stealing my resources. Makes a very convenient scapegoat. Low wages. Trans people stealing my jobs. Yeah. Instead of immigrants, it'll be trans people, even though they're like 0.5% of the population, like fucking Mornax is saying. Yeah, and when it comes to the, suicide rate, it's like, it's definitely more than 0.5%. It's just like, I think honestly the highest overall is like Y males between like 30 to like or like 25 to 35 or something like that, or like 30 to 40, which I guess can make, I guess in that way it makes sense, but it's just like, I mean, outside of that, I guess, the big common denominator, it's just like, there's all these other, aspects, when it comes to minority groups and their suicide rates and shit, and it's just like, when it comes to trans suicides and shit, it definitely is a lot more higher in comparison. Like, honestly, especially what I was learning about that was on TJ's charity stream that he did a while back, or like about a week ago, give or take. And because it was to this suicide charity fund and shit, where it helps, awareness for suicide just across the board. Where honestly, the website itself is pretty fucking sick, because it doesn't it not only has just resources for people who struggle with it, but also have resources for people who know people who have struggled with it, or for people who also, have like past experience, or, kind of like current experience with people they know, all sorts of shit. Like, and it doesn't matter what background it is, they have stuff more specific, specialized for people who, are trans, black, so on and so forth. It's just like, there's a lot of different things that on their website. It's on I think TJ's main channel, I believe. But I'm sure if you look, because I want to keep going for the, just get out of Mar for a second. Just get out of Mar for 1 second. TJ Queek. Wait, what the hell? Wait, there's a music artist named TJ Kirk? What the fuck? Oh, here it is. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Band of Hope charity karaoke live stream for the American. Here. Okay, so American Society for Suicide Prevention. So that's the name of the charity, but their website overall is actually legit, like full of really cool resources and things. So it's just like. And I think also they have, like, data available, too, when it comes to, like, the general, like, I mean, obviously it's more of, like, a copy-paste of, like, just, public government data about that, but nonetheless. But, really cool place. Really cool little site. But, honestly, doing more to think about the children more so than these stupid little circle jerky corporate fucks.
Culture war that's meant to score cheap.
And it's an edgy atheist fucking lefty YouTuber that's doing like literally more good than Bill Maher will ever do from here on ever in his life, in his fucking little like thumbnail, like the actual like nail on his thumb. Not the thumb, the nail on the thumb.
I don't know if this. I read the bill also.
But seriously, do we know that this was an enormous problem, pervasive in Florida schools?
No, but like
this reeks to me of something that happened on a few occasions and has been blown in.
Well, I don't know about that. They're sending.
Oh wow, he actually says something agreeable. The Bond villain says something agreeable. Okay.
With the CRT thing. I feel like it's disingenuous.
Now that's the main Bond villain right there.
The liberals say, they.
It's like he says something that doubts my overall mind and plot and plan. I shall use you as a scapegoat against Bond.
History. And like, no one's against that. Well, I'm sure there are some fucking rednecks who are against that, but most reasonable people are not.
I think it's a little more than some fucking rednecks. Fucking worm.
Against realistically teaching history. It's not like you can't mention slavery. They're talking about something else that is going on. I've read too many reports, too many...
Yeah, by the way, guess what, Mar? A lot of these fucking anti-CRT bills are prohibiting, or trying to, like, prohibit a lot of the teachings of stuff that already are being taught, prior to all this shit, like MLK and the Civil Rights Movement, and even, especially in certain states in the South, they're even trying to fucking prohibit learning slavery, straight up. So... Or at least, making a perspective on it where it's actually seen as a positive thing, at the very least. Like, either going full on mysticism or like, no, there was actually something different. That wasn't slavery. Or they're like, nah, that's actually a good thing. It's like one or the other, basically. It's like, yeah, really?
Teachers.
It's like,
who say,
fuck
I
you.
can't go on teaching like this because this is insanity what I'm doing in this classroom. Separating kids by race and oppressors and non-oppressors, and they're little kids. It is going on. I don't know.
They're not saying the little oh my god, what a way to fucking, like, misconstrued, like, honestly, because I highly doubt that was the case. Like, yeah, I don't think teachers are, like, you know, being like, oh, I can't just, you know, segregate, you know, my class as, you know, some of them are oppressive, some aren't. It's like, that's not happening. Like, you're a fucking teen, that ain't happening. Like, they're probably teaching, you know, the kids about how, like, yeah, you know, there's been times where, you know, there have been people who were segregated and, you know, were, you know, had a hierarchy where there were oppressors and, you know, people who were oppressed. I mean, it's just like, and that's just, it's kind of like some common knowledge shit. It's like, yeah, like, I mean, that's, you know, a hierarchical system that has existed, I mean, to this day.
With the gender as much.
In all sorts of different fucking ways, too.
What part of the bill, it says, the measure would, this is from CNN, would require districts to adopt procedures for notifying a student's parent if there is a change in the student's services or monitoring related to the student's mental, emotional, physical health or well-being. Okay, then it says something LGBTQ advocates argue could lead to some students being outed to their parents. That phrase struck me as odd. Like,
yeah, because when it comes to the whole "Don't Say Gay" bill, is basically, you know, targeting these fucking children. Because if you can't, you know, teach, you know, these type of things, and these kids, you know, who are starting to, you know, have like the early stages of sexual development, they're gonna, you know, start having, you know, these, you know, start having thoughts, and some of them might, you know, like, to them might not necessarily, you know, like, be like, huh, I'm kind of confused with this. You know, I don't know how I feel about it. And if they say, yeah, like, you know, I'm having these thoughts, and I kind of like, you know, boys if they're a boy, or a girl if they're, you know, or girls if they're a girl, it's just like, I mean, yeah. I mean, if there's no real, like, you know, way to, like, just, you know, have some basic fucking education on shit like this, then they can't just ask about it. Like, you know, especially when they're kids, they're gonna be fucking curious. And if they ask about it, and teachers have to fucking report on it, then that basically outs them to their fucking parents. So yeah, it does. You dipshit. Like, what the fuck do you think, you absolute worm? You amoeba?
Shouldn't
you Bond villain looking fuck?
Anyway, the concept of without.
I think that, but I think that fell out of the bill. I think that's actually
No, it's that, well, the one that I read right before the show was that the vast majority of the bill is about that, is about parents'
Oh, I actually thought, you know, I actually heard that fell out of the bill. It's like, yeah, shut up.
right to know if their child is identifying, changing the way that they're, you know, presenting, if the teacher's calling them by a different name, this kind of thing.
I think in California, the school has more of those rights than the parent.
I mean, he literally just sounds like a Fox News host. If you took what he said there and told me it was a quote...
It honestly sounded like Fox and Friends, and they had like a token little scapegoat to argue with on the panel.
Or Ingram, I wouldn't question it, because he just sounds like a Fox News host.
Just throw Laura Ingram in there, throw fucking, like, Sean Hannity in there, and yeah, you got like a Fox News little panel.
That he still maintains that
you know, honestly, think fuck that was a short clip.
hasn't shifted to the right, that he's not conservative. And he's still saying this. There's an update, so we'll talk about that later on. But let's address the bill itself. So he claims that, you know, the prospect of children being outed because of this bill is, you know, not necessarily a bad thing, because when we're talking about kids that young, ages kindergarten through third grade, of course, the parents should know everything. And in theory, that's true. Of course, you want the teachers to communicate how their child is developing. That makes a lot of sense. But in the context of this homophobic Don't Say Gay bill, think about the implications of why that could be dangerous. You know, if you're in third grade or second grade, you're not going to come out and say, hey, I'm gay. I mean, maybe there are kids who do that, but they're not just going to come out and say, hi, I am a homosexual, instead of acknowledge this.
Yeah, it's just like, yep, I'm just gonna, like, teacher, like, it's first day of school, and you're like, teachers, having the kids introduce themselves, for the class and for the teacher, and it's just like, got one kid in the back, it's just like, hi, I'm Timmy, and I'm a flaming homosexual. And it's like, there's just like, there's just the one kid, it's like just there, just like, yep, I'm loud and proud, baby. Oh my god. I mean, like, it's like that, like, that'd actually be kind of a cool fucking kid, not even gonna lie. Like, I actually want to know who that kid's parents were, because, like, yo, your kid's awesome.
Right? But where it gets dangerous is perhaps the teacher notices that your son isn't really hanging out with his male classmates. He's not playing sports. In fact, he's hanging out more with his female classmates, playing with dolls, playing house, and, he's acting a little bit effeminate. So if you are instructed because of this bill to tell parents about this, and that kid has a homophobic parent who then beats his child because he's acting like a sissy or a little bit too effeminate, you could potentially endanger children here. And the bill is bad because it otherwise...
Exactly. Which is why it's such a fucking, problem when it comes to this fucking type of legislation. And why it actually is, harmful. And it's why where in certain cases the whole, like, culture war stuff, this is where it actually has some merit. It's when there's an actual fucking attack on, on a minority group and shit. It's not just like, some weird internet social point bullshit. Like, I mean, this is like, an actual serious fucking thing. So it's just like when you have, something that can actually harm children, yet proclaim you're trying to think of the children, in the process, it's like, I mean, it's like, it's some disgusting fucking shit. And honestly, it should be, like, seen as, like, some, like, honestly, I wonder if there's a possibility to have, like, criminality on, certain legislation that actually, can, be provenly, like, harmful to children in instances like this. Where it's just like, hey, you're trying to basically, in certain aspects, actually legalize or at least enable more child abuse, in a sense. Like, I honestly wonder, because the motherfuckers who are, like, Florida are like, yeah, this is cool, fam. It's like, yeah, there should be just, like, third-hand, like, child abuse charges or some shit, considering, the actual potential harm, and not even just potential, but the actual harm that does come from this shit. It's like,
If you are a kid who has two mommies or two daddies, well, then you're not going to be allowed to talk about it. If you're a teacher in Florida with a same-sex spouse, or if you're a transgender person who teaches, well, then you can be penalized because of this bill if you happen to mention that. So the bill is unnecessary. It's discriminatory, and it treats gay people as if they are the other, and LGBTQ plus people, more broadly speaking, as if they're the other. That's why good people oppose it. But the framing of that question there...
It's not just that. I think it's just, like, anyone who has, like, the idea that, like, hey, maybe just, like, outright dehumanization of somebody for something arbitrary is, not necessarily a good thing. I mean, it's just, like, it's just, like, most people, I think, on a general level, I would hope at least, believe that. Which I suppose, in a way makes him a good person. But, yeah, it's just, like, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's just like, that's not even one thing about this bill that, I don't even think about either. Is that it's not even necessarily just, the children is going to be, negatively impacting, but, for any teacher that happens to be gay, lesbian, bi, non-binary, transgender, whatever you may have you, within the LGBTQ, on top of, parents that, that have a child, with a child that happen to be same-sex married spouses and shit, like, it penalizes them and pretty much, like, otherizes and segregates them. Like, this honestly is basically like, LGBTQ segregationist style, like, fucking bill. Or it's like, yep, you get like a literal closet in society and you stick in it. And you don't get to, venture outside that closet that we in society have deemed worthy of you. Like, that's basically what the fuck it is. I mean, it ain't like, you know, oh, here's the gay fountain, here's the straight fountain. It ain't like that, but, I mean, it's just like, it is a very segregatory type of fucking bill. Where it's like, you know, kids, teachers, and parents legit have to just, like basically be in, like, fucking, like, alleyways, or, like, you know, quiet little, like, weird smoke-filled back rooms or some shit, you know, in a way to, like, try to talk about it or something. It's like, what the fuck? And if they get caught doing that, they can even get penalized. So it's just, like, it basically just, like, like, pretty much puts them as second-class fucking citizens at that rate. I mean, it's like, how in the, like, honestly, deadass, how in the fuck is that not, like, segregation at that point?
Submitted that question to Bill Maher knows more than him, because they asked, is Florida's Don't Say Gay bill designed to trap Democrats into saying they support teaching young children about sexuality? And the answer is yes. There are many reasons to oppose that bill. But people who oppose this bill don't oppose this bill because they believe that when you go to first grade, that's when you should begin teaching kids about homosexuality. Nobody supports that. But that's exactly the framing that the right is using to demonize people against this bill. For example, look at the chyrons from a recent airing of...
Oh god, this headline, liberals are sexually grooming elementary... Oh my god. No fucking way, that was an actual headline. That honestly looks like fucking parody. That headline literally looks like goddamn parody to me. There's no... Oh my god. That literally looks like something The Onion would make. Oh my god. Oh no, it's real. It's real, isn't it? Oh my god, it's real.
On Fox News. It says, liberals are sexually grooming elementary students. And the second one here says, Dems happy to run on pro-grooming platform.
Oh my god, no. Who the fuck is that? Like, who's this other conservative talking head dork on the right? Like, so we got Ingram. Who's the other random conservative talking head there? Who's this dork? Like, oh god. Oh, I can't believe it. Why can't this just be like an Onion parody Photoshop? Why can't it just be that in a different, like, on our, like, there, if multiverse is a thing, like, there's straight up as a universe, and probably multiple out there, like a certain percentile of universes that have this as an actual, like, Onion article where it's like Photoshop, and, you know, and me in those universes are looking at this and kind of having a little goof and a laugh. But no, we're in the universe that has this as actual fucking reality. Yeah, pro-grooming platform. Yeah, like, you know, honestly, it's just like, yeah, fucking conservatives don't fucking, you know, have that type of shit. Like, honestly. At least especially the far right, oh yeah, like, they definitely don't got that. You know, looking at, you know, some of their little quiet little boards that get leaked out and shit, and, like, little forums that get leaked out. And also just, like, you know, people like Matt Gaetz, what was that, Alabama or Georgia shitbag, Roy Moore, I think. Like, yeah, just, yeah, you know, when you got, like, people like that, like, who happens to have, like, a pro-grooming platform again? I mean, it's just like, yeah, it's like, especially when it comes to politics just in general, like, sure, you're probably going to find them on both sides, but it's like, who keeps, you know, like, what side keeps getting, like, it seems like, you know, every year there's, like, a new dude. It's like,
If you oppose this bill, it must be because you want to teach children about sex, because you want to groom them, because you want to date them. They're literally reviving the gays are pedophiles trope, and Bill Maher is in lockstep with them here. He's saying, actually, maybe we shouldn't teach kids about sex.
Yeah, a bunch of those fucking gays are just a bunch of pedos, tell you what.
Sexuality. Who wants...
Next thing they're gonna do is, you know, is they're gonna try to groom our children. And then they're gonna try to indoctrinate us, try thinking that marrying dogs is okay. You know, next things, and then after that, they're gonna try to be like a weird fucking hippie piece of shit and try to say we gotta marry trees. You know, the hippies just want to hug them because they're a bunch of fucking weirdos. But then you got the gays. You know, as soon as they want to try to marry kids, and then next thing you know, there's gonna be dogs, and after that, it's gonna be trees. Fucking goddamn gays. You know, when they know when to start, they don't know when to die. I tell you what. Where's my child? And then my child now. Need to have a little something to speed there, man. I told you, man. It's like, oh my god. Ugh. What the fuck are like what? It's like the 90s, like coming back, but the shit fuck part of the 90s is like first. Is that what's happening? Like, are we getting like a 90s revival, but like the shitty aspects of the 90s are kind of happening first? Like, because I feel like that's what's happening. I feel like our timelines and like, yo, the 90s are cool, but yeah, all that fucking edgy, you know, fuck the gay type of shit, you know, that the 90s had, you know, going on for a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, that sounds a good idea. It's like, oh god.
Of course, at that age, we shouldn't be teaching kids about sexuality. But that's not what this is about. People are opposed to this. Good people are opposed to this because it's discriminatory and it could lead to unforeseen consequences that hurts potentially gay kids or kids with same-sex parents. It's just ridiculously unnecessary and homophobic. Now, Frank Bruni, the gay guy on the panel, very clearly wasn't prepared to answer this question. He says, my main concern is not that second graders know who Harvey Milk is, but does this really need to be at the top of these politicians' lists? Now, he's right that this is a manufactured culture war issue, right? But he very clearly wasn't prepared to push back. To be fair to him, I don't think that they were prepared to answer this question. This was something that an audience member had submitted to Bill Maher, so they kind of discussed this on a whim. But
I feel like he was kind of the token character, just kind of like half-assedly defended, but not really.
Nonetheless, Bill Maher, you know that he went wrong here when he invoked critical race theory. So he claimed
well, I guess not defended, but be on the opposition side of it, be against it.
Liberals are disingenuous when they say that, you know, we just want to teach history, not critical race theory, but then he invokes that anecdote that is popularly referred to when people talk about critical race theory. You know, how teachers are forcing students to line up or differentiate between oppressors and the privileged, yada, yada, yada. Except everybody thinks that that's stupid, right? That's
and also, yeah, it's stupid because it doesn't fucking happen.
Anecdote.
Like, honestly, it's like, I could probably get, like, a high school, like, you know, maybe, like, you know, thing, you know, that a teacher's doing, where it's like, hey, you know, everyone, you know, pick, you know, a little slip out of the hat, and people pick, you know, everyone in class picks a slip out of the hat, and it says, you know, privileged or oppressed, you know, or something like that, or, you know, or, well, or fair, like, or some, you know, for, like, in the middle. And then teacher's like, all right, everyone who has privilege go on this side of the room, everyone who says fair, this side of the room, and everyone who has oppressed, that side of the room. You know, it's just like, I could see, like, a high school class doing that for, like, you know, a history, you know, unit, or, like, a history topic or some shit. You know, or even, you know, maybe even multiple times, you know, for various different, you know, aspects of that type of shit. But, like, not, like that's, it's like you could do shit like that in an actual educational sense. Not in, like, alright, we're going to separate guys based on race, because, one, stupid, and two, that ain't happening. Like, honestly, like, I've always, like, there's always been classes and, you know, schools and shit where it's just like, hey, you know, I'm, you know, fucking, you know, like, you know, got, you know, certain, you know, chunks of class separated in, you know, different parts of the room for, you know, for whatever reason. You know, it's just like, that type of shit's normal. So it's just like, this idea that, like, oh, teachers are forced to, like, separate kids based on their skin color and segregate them as oppressor versus oppressed and blah, blah, blah. It's like, it literally is not happening. Literally not at all. It's just bullshit. Beyond bullshit. Like, honestly, I bet if there is, like, some article of, like, a claim of that happening, I'll also guarantee you it's fucking fake. Or taken beyond fucking out of context, and it's actually in context of, like, something I'm more in line with talking about. Where it's, like, used in more of, like, you know, in an actual educational sense, and not, like, this weird fucking, like, scaremongery, like, oh, they're segregating our kids and trying to be like CRT and blah, 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 blah. The pants have been liberated. Libs equal owned. Based.
A widespread phenomenon that's happening across the country. And you see, the actual architect of this manufactured controversy, critical race theory, Christopher Rufo, he already admitted that the goal is to paint any and everything as critical race theory and make anything that they want to be toxic linked to critical race theory, because that is a good political technique to use, and he's kind of proven the efficacy of this strategy. So it is the case that conservatives are essentially equating history with critical race theory, because critical race theory is not being taught to children. This is a legal theory that is taught at the postgraduate level.
Honestly, it is, yeah. I mean, and to, you know, his point is actually kind of right. Which honestly, I feel like, at that point, it's just like, hey, you know, yeah, because honestly, like, I've met, you know, at least, you know, some of the more, like, labor conservative types, you know, that have talked about, you know, there's, you know, because it's actually been brought up before. And I'm just like, yeah, and I've, and obviously knowing some of the details in the bill, you know, I'll talk about some of that shit. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, you know, it's like I could get, like, when it comes to maybe, like, certain, you know, things that you might be thinking about, like, oh, like, you know, hey, they're trying to, like, say that, you know, because you're this or that, you're an oppressor or privileged or whatever the fuck, just based on some arbitrary aspects. And it's just like, I mean, in a sense, there is truth to it, but it's just like, it's not like, it's, you know, saying, like, hey, you yourself are, you know, a bad person for it or some shit. You know, it's not necessarily like that. And also, it's like there are things there where it's like they're trying to target, you know, as a guy, you know, because they're using it as a guise. Where it's like, you know, because, yeah, MLK and the civil rights and even trying to paint slavery in a more, either at least at best neutral or at worst more positive light, or as if it wasn't really a thing. It was more like some serfdom society or some shit. You know, so it's just like, I mean, at least, you know, my talks back and forth, they actually aren't, like, you know, hostile by any means, obviously, but, you know, and actually are, you know, somewhat productive on it. Where it's like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, if it's, you know, where, you know, explain it where it's like, hey, you know, there's those type of things, but also if it's really more about, like, trying to, you know, take a little bit more of a perspective from, you know, historical things that have been collected over time, you know, and gathered, you know, from people who were slaves and who were, like, indentured servants, yeah, who are minorities who are mistreated, you know, over, you know, throughout American history and shit, then to kind of build a bigger picture of American history, you know, just from that light, you know, it's like, then, I mean, honestly, you know, is that really a bad thing? And they're always like, well, no, not really. And it's like, well, I mean, yeah. At least when it comes to the general ed sense from, like, you know, K for 12, you know, and that type of shit. And obviously when it comes to the more legal aspects of CRT is, like, once you're in college, university level shit, that's where a lot of that more, like, quote-unquote, like, woke type of whatever the fuck, you know, shit really comes into play, if it really even does. Like, I haven't had a CRT class or whatever the fuck, so I wouldn't know. But, I mean, it's just like, honestly, it's just nothing but a fucking scapegoat. All it is like, you know, the right always has to have some sort of scapegoat, but, I mean, CRT is, you know, like, basically the perfect one, because it's just, like, critical race theory. It does kind of have, like, this, like, ooh, you know, kind of, like, you know, kind of, like thing to it, where it sounds like, you know, it's, ooh, you know, or whatever the fuck. You know, it's like, I can kind of get how, like, you know, some people just immediately think, you know, especially if they are painted this fucking idea of what it is, like this far right idea, or like, oh, it sounds oogly boogly, you know, and scary. You know, it sounds like it's critical of, you know, like different races and this and that, and it's like a theory of like how blah blah blah. Like, you know, they can, you know, it just kind of goes down a rabbit hole because they build up on, you know, and they press on it from the fucking fear aspect of it, of the unknown and shit, instead of, you know, having a little bit more of a at least neutral or more nuanced approach to it, just being like, yeah, this is kind of what it is. Because CRT specifically is not being taught in fucking, like, anything, you know, under fucking college, you know, level and shit. Like, I mean, I bet if I went to, like, Portland Community again and was looking for their fucking classes and shit, I'm sure I'll probably find, like, a CRT class or something. It probably wouldn't be, like, a university level type of stuff. It'd probably be more like, introductory type of thing or something, for, but I don't know, it's like, I want to, I haven't taken a class, and honestly, I mean, I guess, just for the sake of just learning about it, I guess, I'll probably take one, but it's just like, it's, I mean, it's not, like, of an importance, at least for me, but, because honestly, at least when it comes to a lot of the aspects of, discrimination, the, problems of, privilege and, oppressed and oppressed and shit, it's like, I get it. And I think, at least, from, where I stand now, it's like, I don't necessarily need to have, like, that extra little thing in the toolkit, because I already got enough tools in the toolbox, so to speak. A lot of it more personal experience, but if anything, that sometimes is best. So, but nonetheless, it's just like, I mean, it's really, when you look at it, at least, when I've seen it on a more just broader level, just looking into myself, it's whatever. It's not even that, like, serious of a fucking thing. But, of course, it's such an easy little, like, label to put on things, because it sounds like it's kind of like, ooh, I mean, like, in a vacuum, critical race theory, it's just like, it does kind of have, like, this, spooky thing about it, but it ain't at all. I mean, it's just like, so that's just what makes it so silly. I mean, because honestly, like, if at least, obviously, if the other, of the opposing side is at least willing to listen, that's at least a caveat. But, if they're willing to, if at least just explains, just kind of in a, like, hey, it's like, this is what it is, and, if honestly it's like, what's wrong with having, these different perspectives, looking into, American history in general, to have the bigger picture of what America built up to be, as it is today, and all this other shit. And it's just like, I mean, because honestly, especially painted in kind of a generalist way like that, it's kind of hard to be like, well, I'm against it still. But I don't know, at least to me. Because at least from my personal experience, it's not really the case where they're all like, eh. At worst, it's probably like, well, I don't know. I'll think about it. See what you mean. Shit like that. But it's never really like, nah, no, you're just wrong, bro. Or whatever the fuck. It's never really that.
In a PhD program. So we're not teaching kids about this. If kids are having to select who's oppressed and who isn't, that's not critical race theory. That's just the teacher who is stupid, teaching a dumb lesson that's not going to teach kids anything. But nobody's saying that that's good. What we're saying is that one anecdote does not...
CRT in schools.
...not mean that this is a widespread occurrence.
CRT, dude. CRT just sounds like some sort of... It either sounds like some weird chemical preservative in a food, like a shortening to some weird, like, chemical compound. CRT. It sounds like some sort of, like, medical treatment. Like cancer reversal treatment or some shit. I don't know. Like, I mean, it just, like the acronym CRT, I don't think critical race theory when I see it. I literally think of, like, other things. Because, like, my brain thinks, like, huh. Also, the acronym makes me think of other stuff. Dios mío. It's just, like, it's scary. It's critical, man. It's scary. It's oogly boogly. And it's a theory, dude. Uh-oh. Be scared, bro.
A little bit unnecessary and hysterical to create an entire manufactured outrage movement over a couple of anecdotes. And see, this is the way that conservatives bait normal people into supporting their dumb fucking wedge issues. They'll say, oh, well, look at this one example of this teacher who said this or did this. So therefore, we need a whole outrage movement over this. This is how they keep normal people to vote against their own self-interest. This is how they keep conservatives in their corner. And of course, Bill Maher, like the conservative that he is, took their bait hook, line, and sinker. You can condemn anecdotes, but to suggest...
I don't think they took the bait. I just think he believes that shit now at this point.
That because of one or two anecdotes, there's an entire trend going on. Well, that's conservative reactionary thinking, Bill Maher. But I mean, Bill Maher, he recently talked about whether or not he's actually conservative. So he appeared on the Ben Shapiro show. Now, just...
Oh, God. Oh, no way. Oh, he just dropped that. He just dropped that fucking bomb on me. No fucking way. No way. Shabibo, Bill Maher, and Ben Shabibo. Oh my fucking God. Wow, wowzers. I gotta, like, take a severe piss, but holy shit, I just gotta, like, I really honestly gotta fucking, like, ponder that. I gotta let that sink in. Hey, bro.
I'm gonna come outside for a second and let just the thing sink into my brain.
Oh, my boy. My sweet little boys.
Zukov looking up at me like, what the fuck? You have a cat. There was a bandito that was outside. Aww. Aww. Rubbing your head up against little Zukov. That's so sweet. Yeah, you two chill. You two are chill with each other. That's a good thing. You just kind of like to bitch slap each other. That's how you play with each other. You bitch slap each other. Oh, that's a good boy, Bandito. Yeah, you're a good boy. Honestly, I still couldn't exactly process that, fucking Ben Shapiro being, you know, intermingling with Bill Maher. Like, oh my God. Like, honestly, if you're, like, you know, having a nice little, like, you know, like 69, like, cock-sucking session with Ben Shapiro, then, yeah, I think you're pretty much, like, at best, centrist like Dave Rubin, and at worst, just, you know, ilk like him, or worse.
That he's not going on the Brian Tyler Cohen show. He's not going on TYT. He's not going on a Hassan stream. He's going on the Ben Shapiro show.
Why would he go on this Hassan stream?
For an hour-plus long interview, because that's where he feels the most comfortable.
An hour plus? Oh my fucking God. No, what? Oh my. God, that actually fucking sent shivers down my spine. Oh my God.
going to talk about whether or not he really is conservative now. And he's going to insist that he still hasn't changed, even though we just saw him argue in favor of the homophobic Don't Say Gay bill. Take a look.
Look, I haven't changed at all. My politics hasn't changed. They've changed. People say to me sometimes, have you changed? No. It's that 5 years ago.
Yeah, you literally have, you fucking stupid little... Like, you're just fucking in denial. Either that, or you're just fucking faking it and lying right now. And you changed, but it just suits your interest to fucking try to lie about it. You fucking little filter. Like, oh, hey, I'm still liberal. It's other people that have changed and got more radical, y'all. It's not me. No. It's like, give me a fucking break. And you're the third person I've seen respond to this. Well, I'm looking at the Humanist Report to respond to it, so you probably have seen the Humanist Report look at it. And, oh my god. I honestly did. I just found out he was on Ben Shapiro, too, for like an hour. Ugh. I don't even know if I could get through that. Should I just do the stream one day, just dedicated to fucking, like, trying to react to that entire one? Oh my god, I think I'd unironically, like, die of boredom. Like, I think I'd probably just have, like, a rise and a peak early on, because I just get so infuriated, and then all that energy would just... I'd probably have to get a lot of alcohol or something. I'd have to have something to try to sustain me, like a coffee, alcohol, and a lot of weed. Probably just a combination of the three, a trifecta of drugs. Oh god. I've done like at least duos. Well, I guess tea technically has caffeine in it, but not like coffee. If I took like a nice, like, good old can of coffee, I mean, yeah. And a bird too. Depending how much I drink out of, like, oh god. Just cringe. Oh man. I have the urge now. I wish I got some before I got off work. Cause fuck me, do I so badly want one right now. Just to help me get through this. First there was this, like, initial thing about the don't fuck Gary, and now there's, like, this little clip. It's like, like, honestly, he's either, like, in denial or he's just straight up lying and he knows it. Like, it's honestly one of the two. I haven't changed, not at all. Or it's like, oh yeah, I haven't changed. It's like, it's pretty much like one of those two. It's like, oh yeah, I haven't changed, wink. Or it's like, oh, me? Changed? No. Totally not in denial about it.
Defunding the police. I never heard that phrase 5 years ago. That's not me changing.
Yeah, because that's a new fucking... Oh, my God.
That's things changing. I'm reacting to...
Yeah, because guess what? Things change... okay. Oh, my fucking God. Okay.
As
I hate this fucking amoeba.
He's been.
A literal amoeba in a suit.
3-year-olds decide what gender they are. This wasn't something 5 years ago.
3-year-olds? Who in the fuck is saying three... What? Huh? Three-year-old? What? Find me a 3-year-old that can utter, like, mama or dada, let alone, like, anything else. Like, huh? Oh my god. My brain. Oh my god. That's just... How are you not a fucking, just full-on fucking, not even just, like, conservative, but, like, but just more of, like, you know, like, a fucking neocon at this point. Not even just old Schlambeau conservative. I mean, I guess technically like an evangelical as well, with your very pro-Zionistic stances too.
You know, used to be a
oh my god, what? Look at this fucking like pompous looking son of a bitch trying to look like, literally looking like a Bond villain.
We were proud and owned, and now that seems to be under attack. So again, I think I've stayed the same.
So the examples that he uses are incredibly stupid. It's something that you would expect a simpleton to say, not a seasoned political pundit. He says, defund the police is new. A new political slogan popped up. I guess that's evidence that the left has shifted even further to the left, and that Democrats...
Despite the overall idea about where the funding of the police comes from has literally never changed. I mean, have you heard of punk there, Bill Maher? Like, just, like, there's so many different songs from, like, MDC, like the punk band MDC, the acronym literally means Millions of Dead Cops. Like, I mean, it's so, like, Or I guess two different things. It could be corporate, it could be, like, McDeath Burger, you know, or, like, you know, or something like that as well. Or, or, like, McDeath, something else, like, I mean, there was like one other thing, but it's primarily Millions of Dead Cops. That's like, and they even have a song just self-titled that too. So it's like, like there's the whole like practically, you know, especially for, you know, a phase, like a literal entire genre, fucking, you know, just like dedicated to basically not just being defunding the police, but outright abolishing them and literally beating the fuck out of them, and then some. Like the quote-unquote like 90s gangster rap and shit. Like, I mean, it's just like this whole like anti-cop sentiment, whether it's, you know, as, you know, whether it's in like this whole like we need to reform them or defund them or abolish them, like that fucking idea has been around forever. Like, honestly, even like, you know, a lot of the like labor unionists and working class folks back in like the early 1900s and shit had the very same idea. Because they get harassed by the fucking cops and shit because they get hired as, you know, gun thugs, you know, for the fucking corporations or the company town. So it's just like, I mean, you know, like this whole anti-cop sentiment and shit is not new. Just because, there's a new slogan to it doesn't mean like the fucking actual idea itself is not new. And it's like, a phrasing means like, you know, the left has changed. It's like, no, it hasn't. Like, it has a new slogan for, like, an idea it's had for quite a while. Ever had to stop and contemplate idiotic or something? I did earlier. I was literally, like, sitting there just, like, having to... I was, like, for a second. Sit at large rock looking at a moonlight lake, maybe skipping a few stones and think that this person exists. But why? Why? No. I wasn't, you know, at, like, a moonlit, like, lake, you know, sitting on a large rock, but I was imagining myself, just, like, why? Like, I could feel like an aneurysm, like, almost about to happen, like, right up, all up in here a little bit. It's just, like, what are you two doing? Both of your tails are wagging. Oh my god, look at you two. Oh, my boys. My sweet little boys. This band is not exactly... You mean migraine? It's more fun to say aneurysm. Shh. Well, hi, Bandit. Oh, hi, buddy. So, quit sniffing at his booty. Ben don't want his boo sniffed. Oh, hi, bro. What's up? I have a wild bandito. A wild bandito has appeared. Oh my god. Oh, you sweet little thing, you. Oh my goodness, look at you. Well, my lap is going to be bandits for quite some time here. Sukov, get jealous. Oh my god. Anyway, I think we had dose of Mar there. Like, ugh, Jesus Christ. It's like the more I hear about that guy, the more I actually legit, like, hate him. Well, maybe not like, you know, like I would as if, like, you know, like I hate that, like that son of a bitch I met at work today. It's like, maybe not like that, but ugh. But just the embodiment of what he has become. Well, shit, YouTube is more drunk than I am. I just watched a video that called out... Excuse me? I just watched a video that called out Count Dooku for having a tiny penis. Count Dooku? Like, what? What's up, bro? You're being goof. You goofball. Did you come on my lap to have frustrations? Both of these boys are very frustrated, it looks like. Zukov's just jealous. And Bandit, I don't know what's up with him. He's just all like... I mean, he's all in lovey-dovey mood, but he's also like... Zukov's annoying me a little bit, and I kind of want to be outside, but I'm going to be on the lap instead, because I want to live. Oh my god, you goof. You absurd little ball. You absurd little ball. You're getting like fur all over my gloves. Okay, I'm taking these off. I'm taking off these little union fingerless gloves here, y'all, because they got all I mean, look at this shit. They got all like furred out. Well, I guess you can't even really tell, but they got furred the fuck out on that one. Does he even have one? Count Dooku? I mean, he's a human in Star Wars, so I imagine like humans here, they do. Bandit, what the fuck are you doing? Can I help you? You don't want to be on my lap no more? You're being a freak. What's up? You ball of frustration. You big ball of frustration. What are you doing here? What is this? What's going on here? Oh. I took the chat off my screen for a second, and oh my god, it's amoeba. What is this? What are you doing now? Oh my good lord, you ball? You little ball? Oh my lord, you ball. You strange amoebic little cat. What are we gonna do here? Oh, I'm gonna rub on his little head. Zukov, come here. Zukov, come back over here, buddy. Come here, Zooks. Come here, bro. Trying to get his little head back over here. He's being very frumpy. He is. But he's still being lovey-dovey, too. He's a goof. Look at you. You're a goof. You're a goof little bandito. You sweet little boy. You a sweet little boy, you is. You're just a little boy. Look how kind of big boy now. You used to be the big boy. But you're not really much of a big boy anymore. We're just chilling here? Yep. Oh god. He's plopped. Oh, you sweet little thing. Oh, you just a sweet little thing, you is. What? This is being a little purr ball now. Oh, you big old little ball purr. Sukov is looking at me like, what the fuck? Why aren't I getting any? I want to be loved. Come here, Zooks. Come here, Zookoff. Come here, bro. Come here, bro. You're already gonna get bitch slapped, aren't you? Come here. Oh, you big baby. You literal baby. Get over here. Come here. You fucking Fruit Loop. Come on. Come on. Get over here. Get a little head scratch. Yeah. See? Look at you. Here's a good boy. Well, I guess now the question is for chat which one I was saying that to. You just a good boy. You're just a good boy too. You both good boys. You both sweet boys. Look at you. Look at you crazy little thing. You don't want to get too close because of bandits. Aww. It's like he knows if he gets a little too close, that bandit might swipe him a little. Though in this position, he might be more like lazily like. Because he's kind of in a purr and chill mood, literally being a loaf of bread. You big loaf. You literal ball of yeast that rises. Just bake you in the oven. Make you rise up a little more. Get nice crisp made up. Put a little garlic, a little butter on that. Put a little bit of greens in, kind of put a little seasoning on that. Be good eating for a little bread loaf. Go good for my Zhukov stew. Stick him in the crock pot for 12 hours. Disclaimer, YouTube. Those are culinary jokes. Not actually gonna treat these animals like they're a bread loaf or a stew. Blah, blah, blah. Are you giving me the grump? I made a grump. I don't know, what does that mean? You're getting loves, you're purring. You're giving me a little muse. What does a little muse all mean? I can't speak kitty. Especially with how you communicate, you're a fucking alien about it. Like, both of these boys are aliens. Like, of different species, obviously. But they're Sukov, but they're aliens nonetheless. Oh my god, you both staring at me like that is just fucking ridiculous. Both of you are looking like you're about to get into some trouble. Oh my god, they're almost like in unison staring back and forth at me. What the fuck? Come here, baby. Oh my goodness. You two were in unison there for a second. What the hell? You fucking goofball. You a sweet boy. See, he came back over here because he was jealous. He's like, I was jealous. I want to get loved on. Yeah. He didn't even I didn't even have to really do much. He just kind of plopped up on my lap. He's like, I want to be on your lap. Oh, okay. No, you're a fucking asshole. Oh, that wasn't even a nut shot. That was just a gut. That was just a gut shot. But, oh. You're a fucking asshole. Oh, don't be yawning at me. Oh my god, you prick. Oh, that really actually did not feel good. Oh, you fucking bitch. You gut shotted me. Yeah, I'd be careful, Bandit. I'll bitch slap him if I were you. Bitch slap him for me. Yeah. I'm giving you permission, bro. Go on. Yeah, Zukov, you deserve to get bitch slapped. You gut shot at me good there, you asshole. At least it wasn't a nut shot. Yeah, he's looking at me like, yeah, be glad it wasn't. I swear that dog is trying to sterilize me or something. It's because he actually really is like fucking like ace of spades, like, you know, like direct shot. Slap him, bandit. Slap his ass. Get a bandit. Zukov's kind of knows it now at this point. He knows to mind his distance. Every now and then, Bandit will actually get a good little swipe on him. And I'm trying to encourage it a little bit. But that fucking Zukov, that little piece of shit, does deserve it though. Oh, what? You crawling back to me because you can't get to Bandit anymore? You got on those little coolers next to the door, so you can't get to him? Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Are you coming at me to, like... Yeah, you're walking back because you're hearing... Oh my god, okay, let me get Bandit back out of here. Let me get him back outside. Yeah, he is. Oh, look at you, baby. Oh god, Zukov, Jesus. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I know you went outside. There you go, bro. Zukov, cocaine ball. Big little fluffy ball of coke. A big little fluffy ball of coke. You got a big old bone sticking out of your mouth. Oh my god. God, this... Jesus. Sweet baby rays. It's like, damn, son. Oh my god, look at you, baby. Oh my god. Come here. Come here. Come here, baby. Oh my goodness. Come here. Oh, you baby. Oh, you big old little frumpy little jealous thing. Oh. Come here. There we go. Oh, you big little boy. Oh. Yes, you don't have to be jealous. Do not lick my ear, please. You already gut shot at me, and Bandit, I'm sure, got you at least somewhere. Probably got your nose. He nicked your nose, didn't you? Yeah, he did, didn't you? He did, didn't he? What the fuck are you doing? What is this? I swear to God, if you try to lick my eye, I swear, if you like it. You amoeba. Look at you. You're amoeba. Oh. Look at all this, like, insane neck fluff. You got so much neck fluff. So much neck fluff. Oh my goodness. So much. Just so much. Wow. Are you happy now? Are you no longer jealous? Are you no longer jealous, you little amoeba? What are you doing? What is this? Goofball. Oh my god. Alright. You're ridiculous. Oh, there's something up there piquing your interest? What, a cobweb? What is that? I mean, my goodness, bro. You look so silly. You're such a silly little... You know what, here. Yeah. I just want to... He's just like, what? Wait. Oh. Hey. There you go. Oh, don't get so close to my face with that. I don't want to smell your dog chewing breath. Do you mind? Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was probably gonna like drop it or something, but okay. Eat that all in one bite. She's like, okay, I'm satisfied. You was satisfied. Look at you. Now you look really happy. You're just like, oh my goodness, I feel like I feel like some luggage right now. Okay, I want to go back down. I can already tell with that look. There you go. There you go, buddy. There you go. Yeah, I'll give you one more for tonight. Then you got your food. Oh, wants. Sit. There you go. Oh, what a little sweet fluff ball of absurdity. Just a sweet little baby. My goodness. Oh, yeah. It's a little after 2. I think I get this last bowl smoked up. All that fun shit. Definitely get myself something because after that gut shot he gave me, I like kickstart my digestive system and be like, hey, you're kind of hungry. Fuck. He got you on an empty stomach. That didn't make you feel good. Because it really didn't, honestly. Oh, for like a good minute there, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm about to be nauseous there for, I was about to be like, oh, I'm about to be, like, sick from here on out, but at least I wasn't, but still, it's like, oh, man, he got me, though. I definitely am, like, I'm actually a little winded from that, I will admit. I'm like, oh. That absurd pooch. Look at you. Look at you. You're nuts. You're nuts. You're just a nutball. Just a crazy boy. With his little eyes of innocence, but also just guilt. And I'm starting to think also a little bit of a sanity. Just a little bit of a sanity. Anyway, call it good for the rest of the evening. So, peace out. And of course, I'll be back.